It's showtime. We're live. Just caught you by surprise there.
Not at all. I was happy to be caught. I was happy to be put on the screen with so many fabulous people. I say hello, Strictly Saga plus Laserdiscs. I say hello, Luke Morford. And I say hello to you, Angry. And
Hey,
I'm pointing
buddy.
in the right direction.
Yes. Point in the opposite direction to what you think. Yeah.
Hi, dude. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's great, man.
That's such a strange thing to do. Cameras, eh? What are they even?
I wonder if that'd be too weird. I was going to say, I wonder if we swapped over, but that would be weird because that would have us on the wrong side.
It's also not something that can be done. So,
is it not something to be done?
No, it just automatically populates in a particular way.
Wow! And because you're first, you populate first.
Yes.
And you've got all the producer controls, so you populate first. Fuck! I need a haircut.
Well, you might have left that too late, buddy. You got to rush out if you want a haircut.
No, I'm just looking at myself in the mirror, and I was just going, "Fuck, I need a haircut," and I was thinking, I'm not going to get a haircut until next Thursday. So there you go.
There you go. I got one of these things from Dan Murphy's. The good thing is got like powders, which was basically sugar and some blue color and a bunch of dried fruits and things in it. And you pour the vodka in and leave it for a couple of hours, and you've got this blue fruity vodka now. So I'm going to try it.
Yeah, right.
I haven't tried it yet. So we will see.
So you get 2 bottles, or you get just the 1 bottle and a pack?
No, well, you got to have the vodka separately. So it's just this bottle is all dry ingredients when you get it.
You get a vodka of your choice, and you stick it in.
Yes, gotcha. And I had lots of vodka at home. So, and these were on a bit of a special at Dan Murphy's, so I thought I'd try one. They even give you a little sieve, a little strainer, fine strainer to stop all the little bits from getting in your drink. So we'll see how efficient that is. I wanted to taste it to decide if it should have something else with it or if it was okay as is. It's a fantastic color. Let us not have an accident. Put that down. Put the lid on it. And with my little Crystal Head vodka.
Ooh, that looks a great color, isn't it?
A little skull in there. Yeah, it's actually much lighter in real life, but yeah, it's a turquoise.
Very blue, really blue.
Very turquoise.
It's hard to get in alcohol because of the chemistry.
Well, you just got to put blue food coloring up. Okay, well, that mostly tastes like vodka, which you'd have to rank as not surprising.
Well, yeah. But what else do you taste in it?
Sugar. I'm not really tasting any of the fruits and stuff. Maybe if I mix it with something else, it might dilute the vodka flavor. But it's quite reasonable vodka. It's the Costco Kirkland vodka, which is actually quite smooth drinking.
Yeah, and quite deep.
Yes. So Lion Spider's in. Catherine, been cleaning all day. Now you're at Crash Point. Well, you crash with us, Catherine, is what I say. It's a Friday night. It's perfectly acceptable to crash. And looks like AIDS has got a troublesome message.
Yes, I do have a troublesome message, and I will deal with it straight away, and then we will be back to our regularly scheduled broadcast.
All right. That's okay.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
If you have to go and deal with something, that's fine.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
The thing is going to deal with itself.
Okay.
There's going to be another interruption soon enough, but then it'll be a very quiet one as soon as it happens.
Okay.
Sorry, soon. And bloop, and there you fucking go. However, it is not unlikely that I'm going to get a lot more of those tonight.
That's all right.
And that's just going to increase. However, a good thing happened today.
Oh, I like good things. What good thing happened?
I didn't go to the doctors.
Ah.
Because I'm not allowed. Because I'm on lockdown. Because somebody whose name might be boss of the house basically conspired with my doctor to put me on lockdown. My doctor said to me, call me before you come in. And my phone said, you've got an appointment with the doctor today, go in. Go every Friday anyway. And then said, oh, I'll call my doctor. And I called up and the girl said, oh, you've got to wait. And he's got to call you back because we're doing phone consults today. I'm going, sweet, looks like I'm not coming in. And he said, yeah, you're not coming in. And I'm going, sweet. And he says, you're not going anywhere. Not sweet. Sweet. Tears. What? When it's not going anywhere? He says, yeah, no, I don't like your health. You're on lockdown. I'm going, but, and he says, I'm calling Chinese authorities to weld your door shut. Which the joke's on him because it's the shop downstairs. So I'm not supposed to go anywhere, but I'm going to be naughty and just go. Because, milk doesn't get itself. I'm saying.
Well, it's a complicated world. And we don't have delivery services for those sorts of things. So
actually, I do. If I get into trouble, I have full access to not the bloody red. Oh yeah, it's the Red Cross, and they will get me essentials.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, at some point I'll have to pay for them, but yeah, no, they'll get me essentials if I get into trouble.
Yeah.
Did you tell everyone my other news?
No, so you can tell everyone.
I've got AIDS. Which just sucks.
You were talking about this. Yeah, we did actually talk about this the last time you were on a live stream, that you do have an immune deficiency. It's not caused by HIV.
It's not caused by HIV. It's not contagious. You could root me till the cows come home. And afterwards.
That's the thing that's happened on a few farms around town too.
Oh, come on. We weren't going to say that.
Saying that
we just did that because we were in the country and it was fun.
Farmers like that.
They make a lot of money out of the video. Put it that way. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I have. See, the thing that pissed me off, right? I have never had an STD except for chlamydia one time and got it fixed up, right? And then I got chemoed up the arse. I shouldn't say that because that gives the wrong impression. I got chemoed in the arm and mouth, and then they destroyed my immune system. And they do it on numbers, yeah. And if your cell count comes down, they say crash. You've got AIDS. Now, to be completely fair, my AIDS is just hairline inside the numbers required, whereas poor bastards who've got HIV version are right down there. But what it means is I am officially immunocompromised, and I'm not allowed to do anything immunocompromising, which is ridiculous. Because imagine this, right? You do your washing up and take the garbage out. Are immunocompromising things to do.
Right.
And I've got to take my garbage out tomorrow, and I did my washing up today, which was only little, which I'm happy about. Oh no, I've got some more to do now because boss of the house just turned up. But yeah, so what a pisser. Which is why I was locked down. This was why I got locked down.
Right.
Because I'm immunocompromised and everything can hurt me. Thing is, I live in a nice suburb with nice people.
Right.
I'm looking at you, Brody. Which is north of me. And they're not a nice suburb with not. Well, actually, there's some really lovely people that live in Broady. Some of the younger people live in Broady are really sweet. Anyway, yeah. So it's just what I'm going to do. I've decided is work out a whole bunch of things that kids can do at home.
Right.
While locked down, because my mum, when I was little, had a box, right?
Yeah.
And in that box was cards of things to do, and the box only ever came out on rainy days. And when it was a rainy day, the box would come out, and she would either grab a random one, or she would say, "Do you want to make a rocket? Do you want to do this, do that?" And we go, "Nah." Yeah, that'd be good. And then so she'd get it out and we'd make it or do it or, whatever it was. And it was stuff to do for a couple of hours for ratty kids on a rainy day. And I'm thinking, whilst most people sit on their arse all day and do fuck all and watch Facebook anyway, the thing about being forced to sit on your ass and do fuck all and not go anywhere and, makes you a little bit antsy. I know this. It happens to me all the time. So I'm thinking, all right, the gift of making one's own fun has gone the way of the dinosaur, except not the chicken, because the chicken is a dinosaur.
Chicken is a dinosaur, yes.
And so let's bring back the chicken. Let's grab hold of the chicken and pull on the chicken to pull back the dinosaur of making one's own fun and get the brontosaur of homemade joy back in our living rooms. So I'm going to be working out shit to do that's fun around your house.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll be sending you video work on that very thing.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. Let's just see what's been happening. Chat been letting you run. Hello, Donna in New York. Oh God, how are you doing? Jesus, Donna, no one's as fucked as you are in New York City. I mean, that is definitely frightening what's happening in New York. So I wish you all the best. I wish you safety and comfort, and don't freak out too much. Also, hi, Peter. How are you doing? So, but yeah, we'll be a distraction, Donna. Okay, it's we'll just be chill and light and go where it may be. Like AZ's thinking of fun things to do, and also
Donna, the first one thing I was thinking to do is I was going to show you my tum, which is nice, right?
Okay, okay, all right. That's gonna
It's good. Donna liked it. Because Donna, I'm locked down too. Australia's not locked down. None of it is, but I am because I'm immunocompromised. I'm not allowed to go anywhere. So So I don't share your pain, and I don't want to minimise what's going on in New York. But I've been doing a lot of really useless things today. Do you know you can rearrange your fridge 5 times before it gets back to how it started.
That's just like moving everything around till it all ends
Just
up back.
moving things around. And, I personally think we all have it. Lovely tummy. Thank you, Donna.
Donna
Thank you.
appreciated the AIDSy tummy. That's
Booyah.
something. Also, like, this meant something else when I bought it, but I feel this is about proper hygiene at the moment. Stormtrooper saying always wear a helmet. So these days it's like always
wear a mask.
a face mask. So that's why I wore when I was going through my t-shirts today, and I realized I hadn't worn this one in a while. I thought this suddenly feels topical. I actually think that was meant to be a condom joke. I think that was the intention of it. I think it was a condom joke. But I think with all our thingies, Dave Blumenstein, hello to you, good
Oh,
sir.
my stars. Oh, my stars. Oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, it's so good to see you, Dave Blumenstein.
Look, I'm going to throw in. That's a little icon
I was
there.
thinking of you just the other
Dave
day.
Blumenstein artwork.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of his there.
I got it right the first time. Because I went, point the way that you think is wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, AIDSy has a lot of vigor for someone who got told he's on lockdown today.
Yep.
This is where we come on to these chats to express the vigor.
I'm expressing the vigor. The vigor is expressed.
And for those who don't know, that I've just gone straight out the gate with a cocktail, my blue cocktail. I intend to go pretty hard tonight, quite honestly.
Well, you know what? I am in a position where I should go pretty hard tonight. I realised that I missed out on having one of my little bottles this week.
Oh, no.
Which I don't know how the fuck I made it through the week, and I don't know which day it was, but it would have been fairly tense, I imagine. So I have I have a feeling I know which day it was, because I did some fairly foolish things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Donna's perusing with how many people are packed into New York. How many people do you think have it? Well, a lot of evidence suggests that about 50% of people who have the virus show no symptoms at all. So, yeah, pretty much everyone in New York's wandering around. And only half the people with the virus are going to show any signs. And of that half, only about 20% are going to show severe signs. And a very small number end up in intensive care, and a smaller number, unfortunately, it doesn't end well for them. So,
but if you think about that, and it is tiny numbers overall that die from the disease. If you think about that, and the fucking massive numbers of people who are dying, Jesus, fuck, that's a lot of disease.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of disease, and you know, all kinds of things can happen with mutation that I don't want to even think about.
Yes.
But I was talking to the girl today, who is my friend, or one of my friends at the supermarket, and we were talking about people's ridiculous behaviour at the supermarkets. You know, I must have all of these rolls of toilet paper. I must have 61 cans of ham. You know, or stupidity. So much so that in the supermarkets in my city, at 7 o'clock in the morning, for the first hour, if you're an old person or a disability person like me, you're allowed in the shop to shop for whatever you need, and no one else is allowed in. And what's fucked up is you go in, because I go in there at 7 to get the stuff that I need, because it's not fucking there later. And there's people lined up who aren't allowed in, getting the shits that they're not allowed in. And it's like, guys, you know you're not allowed until 8. Why are you here at 7?
Yes.
What's that about? Because I rock up at about like 7:15, 7:20. Because there's a whole bunch of old people just sitting there like on a Formula One grid, with their trolleys. And then the sexy ladies with the umbrellas walk away. They do have sexy ladies with umbrellas. Okay, I'm just saying that they do have that in my supermarket, and so then all the oldies going, I swan in, and then there's these people who are literally there 7:30 in the morning. They're not allowed in, and I'm going, why the fuck are you here? Why aren't you having a coffee? Why aren't you masturbating quietly in the toilet? Why aren't you, attacking people for money? Like chasing post office vans.
All good suggestions.
Yeah. And no, they're looking at me with the dirty look going, well, you allowed in? Well, because I've got a walking stick and a pensioner card. How's that going for you?
Yes.
Pronounced limp, and a curved spine.
I mean,
is there anything here that you're missing out on?
I mean, it's not subtle. You're not subtle with your gimpiness. It's pretty.
No, the gimpiness comes across quite pronouncedly. Anyway, so. This is the behaviour of these people. So we're talking about this to this woman who works there, and I don't know if you've ever seen the distribution centres for these supermarkets. They are fucking enormous, right? They're these big box warehouses, right? The big, rectangle box that's the size of a suburb. They are fucking huge. They're about 4 to 6 stories high, and they have basically 2 levels, and they have pallet racking, and guys who cruise around on pallet pickers, and they have a big list of stuff, and they cruise around the distribution center and they pallet pick, and they put it on their little their little rover, take it back, wrap it up, put it on a truck, and it goes off to a supermarket.
That's fair.
This goes on 24 hours a day.
Yes.
If that system is disrupted, then you don't get anything at your supermarket. And we were discussing watching these people run around freaking out over a minor glitch in the system. How would they go if it all broke?
If there was something like a tornado that destroyed the distribution center, or
what if our electricity got shut down? How would people deal? How would they go? Frankly, they wouldn't. And cave people were such better people than we were. There's a lot of proof that says they were better. They were smarter men. They were better fathers. They were braver. They were stronger. They were more healthy. Fuck them. Penicillin, motherfucker. Opposable thumbs. Okay. Q. You don't even know what this means.
I'm going to throw in a few things, like say hi to Annette, who came into the chat. Peter was pointing out a lot of those warehouses are sort of robot AI driven now, which is a true thing. Sometimes actual robots, sometimes it's just telling people what to do. And I also did want to throw in, Donna seems to be getting quite the entertainment out of our different terminology. Like when we said Woolworths, she goes, oh, there used to be Woolworths when I was a kid. It was a 5 and dime. The legend goes, an Australian entrepreneur businessman saw the store Woolworths in the US and liked the name of it. And he just took the name because you could just do that because you're in a different country. And the Woolworths in Australia never had any relationship to the Woolworths in other parts of the world. He just liked the name and took it. and his name wasn't Woolworth. Like the original Woolworths was named after someone called Woolworth. And also, Donna's noticing we talk about shopping trolleys when they say shopping carts. Yeah. Oh, funny. Well, what's Dave got? A rumor swirling through the community cause this kind of behaviour. Oh yeah, Servo's going to close soon. Petrols will go. I heard what turned out to be a very incorrect rumor. You know, when someone says, "I know someone who knows someone," they're going to order a total lockdown on Friday night. We were talking about the possibility of it in the chat last night. Didn't happen. Probably will happen next week, but maybe for a limited period. But yeah, it's very. I don't also talk about. I did see one guy. There's probably more than one person who actually traveled around to heaps of places and bought up like all the hand sanitizer and whatnot and hoarded it and was selling it on eBay and Amazon for $800. They eventually got shut down from selling, and then the authorities paid them a little visit and appropriated their supply. It's like, Jesus Christ, in this modern age, how do people not get that acting like a total piece of shit is going to get you outed publicly and he's going to come back and get you?
The thing about it too is people forget that in Australia, the government has the final say on fucking everything, right? You know, I have a right because I bought this. No, government can come in and just fucking take it off you. Fuck you. And so if you act like a tool and go, I'm not letting anyone have any of the water in the Snowy Mountains, no, you've got to pay me. The government will simply come in and go, you don't own this anymore. And if you don't get off my property in 5 minutes, I'm going to shoot you with this gun. And they can do it. They've done it before. They'll do it again. There's a certain fat girl that might want to pull her fucking head in real quick. Scuttlebutt says, oh, I've got other scuttlebutt too.
I like scuttlebutt.
Yes, I talked to a lady from the trams today, and I said to her, it was interesting to see that the trial 24-hour weekend trams went permanent. In Melbourne here in Australia, we have public transport on the weekends that goes 24 hours, and it's fucking awesome. It's the best thing that's happened for a long time. And I said, surely, see, Melbourne is really creaking under being a 24-hour city. It's ready to burst its banks into a 24-hour city. So much stuff just doesn't stop. So people have got to get to work at strange hours. You can get to a convenience store on every block that's open 24 hours. So much stuff is open. There's a whiskey book club that has a 24-hour license, and they often have long discussions till dawn. And fuck, I'd love to have the money to do that. I reckon I'd fit right in. Anyway, so I was saying to her, you know, I've heard little bits and pieces of rumors that they're going to start doing this on the weekday because and she said, oh, and how the Premier is getting hassled because there's no car parks in the city. She went and got a cheap car park in the city, $70. And if you wanted to spend all day, $190. Thank you. And so the Premier is just getting he caned over car parks, and his advisors are saying, don't do roads, man. No more roads. If you put roads, you just get more cars, and they've still got nowhere to go. Put the money into public transport. That's the go. And so one of the other alleviates will be to stagger business times, because remember, we trade overseas as well. And so a lot of places have got to be up anyway, a lot of offices that have got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to talk to New York. and
Yeah.
bloody so they're starting to say they're gonna trial doing 24-hour public transport of a weekday.
Yeah.
And we know very well how those trials go.
Yeah.
They basically trial them for a while, and then after a while, the public says you may not take them away now, and the businesses say you may not take them away.
Interesting you say that, because there's another lobby group that's aggressively pushing to stop the 24-hour trams on the weekend, and of course, examining it during the week. That's all on the shelf now for the next fucking however long, because no one's going into the city anymore. So it's all going to
why would they lobby against?
I think it's like the taxi lobby, because from their perspective, they lose too much business. And there were some people arguing that not enough people are using it; it's a waste of money, which I call bullshit on.
That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. I have been there at 4 o'clock in the morning, and those bastards are full.
Yeah, no, it's just, like I said, it's a lobby group. It's someone with a self-interest who does not have the interests of the public. In fact, this is the weird thing. Sorry, you go ahead. I'm going to look something up. You say what you were going to say.
Okay, the thing is, I've talked to ride share drivers and one taxi driver about this very thing. And they have all, so there's like 5 of these people, they have all said they are waiting for the 24-hour public transport because that will increase their business, because more people will be in the city, more people will go, fuck this, I'm not taking my car. And what they say, they get their business from people going, oh, I'm not waiting for a tram. You come and get me and take me home. I'm tired and I've had enough. And they say, every weekend when the trams are running over night time, they've got business. They reckon it's bullshit that there'll be less business. There'll be more. There'll be more people. There'll be more activity. And there'll be go. That's what they've all said to me. Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, I was reminded of something that really surprised me when I heard it. There's a group called the Public Transport Users Association. They're an unofficial but fairly well-established group who lobbies for better public transport. They want to get rid of the free trams in the city. There was another Dan Andrews thing. All trams in the CBD are free, and that was to encourage people to say you don't have to bring your car into the city. You get a train, then you scoot around. The Public Transport Users Association was aggressively lobbying to have that curtailed because they said it made the trams in the city too crowded. And again, I call bullshit, actually. I think the free tram is great.
No. Free trams are the go.
Yeah.
Because it pushes the cars out. It also gives tourists a much easier time of getting to the touristy bits, because that's been a big fucking problem ever since they lost the conductors. When the tourists have come into town, the inspectors have aggressively hassled them about tickets. They have no idea where they are. They don't know where they're going. And they basically see 2 or 3 things and stop. The connies, the tram conductors, used to basically not charge tourists at all and give them a rundown of where to go, how to get there. They would stop other trams and put them on and basically usher people around. People loved it. People loved coming to Melbourne because it got treated really, really well. Now, frankly, they're getting better. There's actual announcements of where you are now. They tell you what tram you're on. They tell you what train you're on. They tell you where you're going and what you're doing. In some areas, they even tell you what's around. Stop here for shops, the museum, and some great brothels. But the dehumanization of transport was a dumb economic move. It was supposed to be making everything cheaper. It, of course, made everything more expensive.
Yeah.
It was it was just so stupid. What else I can say about that was all the businesses in town are screaming about get the 24-hour trams going. And it's strange business too. It's things like chemists. There's doctor surgeries. There's various different sort of traditional business firms like accountants, because tax time comes and every dickhead puts it in on the last day.
Yes.
And you've got a million returns to get in by Thursday, and these poor buggers are going 24 hours anyway with assistance. So if they can get that staggered early, then they can get it all in. So, I mean, these are the businesses that are saying, get the trams going 24 hours a day. I just love the idea of an accountant and a DJ coming home from work together. Tough gig, man. Yeah, man. Fucking all quarterly returns and the fucking those shoes, man. How much did they cost you? Anyway, please.
I was saying hi to Big Pat, saying hello to us. As Donna in New York want to know the parallel. Asked how we were with the virus. Basically, we are where the US was 2 weeks ago in terms of rate of infection. And much like the US, we are seeing infection rates double twice a week. So we are in a very bad situation, potentially. Much like the US is tracking to exactly follow the disaster of Italy, if we don't get a radical turnaround in 2 weeks, we are going to be in a really shitty situation.
However, our medical officer has been very aggressive, and our industry, our health manufacture industries have been really, really good. They've been really onto it.
We have a better infrastructure than the US, but there's not real signs that people are smarter. With all the directives to not go out, today, St Kilda Beach, Manly Beach, were full of people because it was nice weather. And it's like, absolutely fucking moronic. I went for an afternoon walk with Mrs. Angry. We were careful to stay away from people. And it's like, a lot of the parks here have that sort of gym equipment in it. Actual gyms have been shut down because they're disease vectors. This gym equipment, there was this huge fucking crowd of cockhead gym junkies all over it. It's like they weren't distancing. They're like sharing sweat on everything they were fucking touching. And it was like, I say it before and I'll say it again. I might be a fat bastard. Going to the gym makes you stupid.
Well, it does. I had to today, actually, I was in a shop and I had to tell this guy 3 times to socially distance himself away from me. There was little spots on the ground that says,
stand here.
Just stand here. Don't stand closer. And every time I moved, he'd come right up behind me.
Yeah.
And I go, big guy, can you maybe give me a little space? Maybe stand on the dot behind you there. And his little daughter had a sniffly sneeze going on. And I'm going, fuck no. So I've had to ask him like 3 times. Finally, the staff have come up and gone, big guy, here's a mask for your daughter. Don't stand closer than this to anyone else, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have to just go. And he's saying, and then he's turned around and said, why is that? And everyone around's just gone, huh? Why is that? Are
Why?
you? Where the fuck have you been? I was terrified because the first time I heard him talk, I thought that's an Italian accent. Shit. And then no, it was a French accent, so that was just as bad.
Yes, it is.
And I just went, yeah, but there was no telling him, and I got out of there.
Yeah.
Just yeah. Mind you, the suburb where I live is really good. Everyone's really, really well behaved. Everyone's really nice.
That's good.
Everyone's been waiting for people to come through doors.
Yeah.
Everyone's been giving everyone heaps of space.
It's all good.
So it's all good. My dream of getting telephone doctoring is happening. And my dream of being hassled all day by idiots is happening as well. So you know how I'm supposed to set up my computer?
Yeah. Haven't done it?
No.
Nah.
Haven't done it.
Haven't
I've
done
been sitting in this position all day,
it.
fucking glued to a phone. And actually, for fuck's sake, I've been out twice. And I just, I tell you, it's fucking, the shit that I've been asked to do on the phone, like ring, ring, ring. Oh, this is a problem, and this is a problem. Well, it's not, because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay, ring, ring, ring. This is a problem, this is a problem. Well, it's actually not, because blah, 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 blah. This is a problem. I'll come down and have a look. I see what you've done there is you've put a $1 coin in a machine that requires a $2 coin. And you'll see on the side of the actual machine there, it says put $2 coins in, put $2 coins in, only accepts $2 coins, $2 coins only, $2 coin, and an arrow. So maybe try that. Oh, but I've already put in $1 coins. Doesn't that count? No.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Cool.
And I get them every day. Every fucking day I get them.
So here's a question. Can you get... Safa's asking if you can get food delivered. Luke says we'll do delivery to vulnerable people. He knows because he has it. So...
Yeah, I can get food delivered. I don't, because I live a couple of 100 meters away from the supermarket. If they go into a coma shutdown, yes, I'll get it delivered. But but no, it's okay. Besides, I mean, there's little old ladies out there who need it worse than me.
It is true, but that's the thing. I don't know. I don't think Luke's saying he's got the Rona. He's just got other reasons to have special deliveries. Although maybe he does have the Rona. I don't know. Every time someone coughs, it's the Rona. That's he's got the Rona.
It's the Rona. Yeah, I lived through the Rona of 19.
Yeah.
No, of 20. Isn't it shit? And it's Corona 19 when it's like 2020. It should have been Corona 20. You know what I mean? It should have.
Yes.
Anyway, but I'm an idiot.
I've never actually looked into. Well, it got identified in 2019. Who knows? I don't actually know.
That's probably why.
Why? Okay, I'm going to, because we're on the internet. I'm going to say, why is it called?
They are identified by year.
19. Official name. What does it say? No, that's Health Queensland. They're not going to say anything as dumb as why the name's there. They're actually just going to give you useful information. World Health Organization. Official names being announced for the virus responsible for COVID-19. And it was previously known as 2019 novel coronavirus. It was because it was discovered in 2019. That's what the 19 is. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All the viruses, all the big pandemics are named after the year that they're identified.
So the disease is COVID-19, but the actual virus is severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. So it's SARS-CoV-2. There you go. There's a bit of trivia. Subtle difference. The disease is COVID-19 or coronavirus, but the virus is SARS-CoV-2. That's actually the first time. Why did the virus and the disease have different names? Viruses and the disease they cause often have different names. For instance, HIV causes AIDS. Yeah. There you go. Viruses are named based on the genetic structure. Diseases are named to enable discussion on disease prevention.
Because politicians are stupid and don't know how to make words go, they make simple words. Hey, we'll make it COVID-19 so that even right-wing politicians can say it. Yeah, good idea.
Except it's not. They insist on calling it the Chinese virus, and
yeah.
But yeah. Good question from Lion Spider. Versions 1 to 18 of COVID must have been shit because we never heard of them. They sucked. They were piss-weak viruses. They were piss-weak diseases.
Didn't even get out of the fucking starting blocks. How shit is that?
Yeah, they all sucked. Here we are judging diseases. Maybe we should have a little beauty pageant for diseases. So, I don't like Donna's showing a lot of empathy for Luke, which is nice, even though he doesn't have the Rona. And even Donna is in one of the hot spots, New York City, not great. But it is important to remember, it is pretty disturbing stuff, but the overwhelming likelihood is you'll be fine. Most people don't even get severe symptoms. The overwhelming majority of people recover without ever being hospitalized. And the significant majority of the people who are hospitalized recover as well. And there's no two ways about it. It's a fucking disturbing fucking situation we find ourselves in. But I think I was listening to the Blind Boy podcast. He talked about how he's dealing with the anxiety because he often talks about mental health because he's had a lot of struggles with mental health in his life. And he said it's the difference between what's happening and how you react to it. None of us can change what's happening, but we're able to influence or change how we react to what's happening. You only get anxiety and trauma based on how you react to what's happening, which is not to say it's not a shitty situation, because it kind of is.
When I am listening to you now, I am about to disappear from the monitor, but I can still hear you. Okay. I'm just going to mute my mic so it doesn't screech, but I can still hear you because I have a rejoinder to what you're saying.
Good. And you should provide said rejoinder when you are back from whatever safari you're going on. We'll just, Aidsy will be back momentarily. Luke, you're right. You are young. And again, particularly with young people, a lot of people are actually asymptomatic. It does unfortunately make younger people sick. It's somewhat of a fallacy that young people can't be touched, but as a young person, you probably have more responsibility to not infect other people. Hello, Megalich. How to see you? Johnny, Trump's not the Russian president. He's just, a big fan of the Russian president. Let's just leave it at that. Yes, so that's it. AZ will return after a short break. He's doing the necessary, whatever the necessary is. I love just inventing phrases that you don't explain, and it's just full of foreboding. Hey, what happened at the family reunion last year? Oh, no, we don't talk about the incident. The incident is not to be discussed. Or the other one I heard someone talk about, I think that happened, yes, the unpleasantness. We don't talk about the unpleasantness. Just without saying anything, you imbue it with all sorts of foreboding. So that's a fair call. Russia doesn't have a president; they have a czar. Putin has made pretty sure he's got a iron grip on power. That is for sure. Big Bad Ads, how you doing, buddy? Aidsy will be back in a minute. He's just gone off to do the necessary. This is why I'm saying weird phrases. Donna, you have the incident. Oh, we all have so many incidents. Yeah, and stuff that's best left unsaid. Oh yes, no, we don't talk about Davo and the incident. The unpleasantness does not bear revisiting, basically. So what about Dan Murphy's restrictions? I was actually there today at Dan Murphy's. I didn't get a lot, but I got this, which is a flavoring thing that I put vodka in. And I got some maraschino liqueur and some tequila. Because I'm running low on maraschino liqueur and tequila, and I just got a bit paranoid. I thought I want another bottle of it. Ethan, hello, how are you? But I noticed Dan Murphy's had restrictions, maximum of 6 bottles of spirits or like 2 packs of premix, probably 2 cases of beer, probably 6 bottles of wine as well. Donna, what time is it? It is 8:51 p.m., 8:52 p.m. on Friday evening here in the land that is down. And I have to specify that's in Victoria, because at this time of year, we've got like 5 time zones because people are weird. So now Luke's time zone is different, not because he's weird, but because he's in a geographically different area. I'm fine with geographically different areas having different time zones. But yeah. Wow, Donna, 5:48 a.m. on Friday. Are you a night shift person or just a little bit of insomnia? Which honestly would be completely understandable in the current situation. I love it when I get people from the Northern Hemisphere who are just suffering somewhat from insomnia. Wait, go away. What's that doing? That's true, Safa. Wintertime does start soon here. Donna, insomnia. I can tell. People from the Northern Hemisphere who join. I have so many insomniacs from the Northern Hemisphere. Ethan, do I remember you? All you asked was jokes and riddles. Well, Ethan, I am old and my brain doesn't store information, so the specifics of that get past me. But in these troubled times, I am more than happy for us to talk jokes and riddles and go off the thing. Okay, Annette, cocktail kit ready. Yes, I'm due to make another cocktail right now. Safi, you were born in the Northern Hemisphere. Does that count? Yes, it does. And adds, oh yeah, you're in Queensland. Queensland is in the same geographical area, but they don't do daylight saving. Donna, you want vodka. That's what's in this. There's a bunch of flavoring that I poured vodka in that make it go this blue color. Actually, speaking of vodka, that's the thing I want to do. Hang on a sec. I haven't tasted this yet. Some people will remember me mentioning in a previous live stream, I got this alien vodka. It's actually called Outer Space Vodka, but it's like, the gray alien and the bottle's green. And I got it for the bottle. It was on special, so that it was basically $10 more expensive than a comparable vodka. So I basically paid $10 for the bottle, which I'm okay with. Okay, Annette's tagged me in a photo of a cocktail kit, so I've got to do it. Luke, how's my cats going? They're pretty good. I know Mimsy hasn't been here for a while. She used to sit on the thing here. She has me for a while. I have not tasted the alien vodka, the outer space vodka. So I'm just going to have a little sip to see what it's like. Donnie, I have the Skull vodka as well. That's Crystal Head. This is an alien head rather than a crystal head, rather than a skull. I like Crystal Head vodka. It's a pretty smooth drinking vodka. Okay. Yep, no smell. That would be vodka. I'm just going to have a little sip straight out of the bottle because I'm an animal. Yeah, that's pretty neutral vodka. Vodka's meant to be neutral, but some, particularly cheap ones, can be a bit fucking fierce when you just taste it raw. But that's a decent quality vodka. Somewhere down the line, I'll be mixing that with stuff. Cheers, Donna. Okay, so Annette, you tagged me. Was that in Facebook or Twitter? I'll try and find it. Got to look at your ingredients and come up with a cocktail for you. Okay, here we go. Annette's tagged me on the face. Oh, that is a good selection. Okay, so you've got vodka, gin, tequila, Cointreau, Grand Marnier, Baileys. Okay, do you have the juices? St. Agnes, the VS, that's a brandy, yeah? Suffer. Vodka is Russia's treatment for mental health issues. That's unfortunate. Unfortunately plausible. Okay, I'm just going to put this back on the drink trolley because I just wanted to taste it. Thinking of making a rum cocktail because I juiced some orange juice and I want to use it. Where'd it go? Here it is. And some of this soursop, I think, I'll leave it as a substitute. And grenadine. I've got grenadine. Things to get out of the fridge. All right. I need to make a space for all this. Lime juice. All right. That's all I need from the fridge. Okay. Oh, AZ's back. I better bring him back on the chat. Hang on a second, brother. Where are you? There you are.
And AZ's back on the chat, on the chat, on the chat, with the chat, and back on the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm back.
AZ's back.
I did a lot of personal care just then.
That's
More personal care than I thought I could fit in the time that I allotted myself. In fact, it blew out the time that I allotted myself by about a factor of 10. So I'm sorry there, but I literally thought I was going to be back in 2 sentences. But no, didn't work out like that. Sorry.
No.
Didn't mean to leave you hanging, my behelmeted friend.
I'm consulting Annette on making a cocktail. You've got OJ, elderflower, and rose cordial, soda water. Do you have any lemon juice, Annette? If not, I'll come up with an alternative because you've got a good selection of stuff. Like Annette's got Grand Marnier, Baileys, Scotch, Cointreau, tequila, brandy, gin, vodka. That's all you need to make some pretty good drinks, actually. Okay, you have lemon and lime juice. Okay, you have the ingredients for one of my favorite drinks, and it's incredibly simple. It's 3 even parts. It's called a sidecar, and it's a fucking class drink. You just need, it's even parts like, say, 1 ounce or 30 mils brandy, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Simple as that. Put it in the shaker with some ice, chunk, pour it into a glass. It's a class drink. It's really simple, and it's one of my favorites. My 2 favorite simple drinks are a whiskey sour and the sidecar. Whiskey sour is just whiskey, lemon juice, and sugar or sugar syrup. And I like to make it with egg white as well. Egg white's kind of optional. Not everyone makes it with egg white. But yeah, I recommend you make a sidecar, and that's just equal parts: 30 mils brandy, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Fucking great. The sidecar is an all-time classic, very easy to make, and it's the drink that made me realize I liked brandy. I did not realize I liked brandy until I had a sidecar. Now, if you're being tricky, you can put cognac in. Like if you got something more expensive, like a cognac or an Armagnac, you do that. But just a simple brandy is fine.
You got to think AIDSy as more expensive and pretty.
Yes, for sure. Oh, okay, Donnie, you want to know a whiskey sour?
What's the house? Did you just fart again?
Is pretty simple. It's whiskey, lemon juice, and a sweetener. Ideally, it would be sugar syrup rather than sugar, but sugar is fine. And you play with the things. Standard measures for a whiskey sour is basically, say 2 ounces or 60 mils of bourbon, or basically whatever whiskey you like. You can make it with rye, with Scotch, Canadian whiskey, any of these things, Irish whiskey if you want. Bourbon's common, rye's common. Scotch is obviously going to make a much smokier drink. But it's basically 2 ounce or 60 mils of whiskey. Now, lemon juice is to taste. It depends how you like it. Anywhere between half an ounce and an ounce. So anywhere between 15 mils and 30 mils, depending on your taste. If you have simple syrup, it's like half an ounce of that. So, well, that's 15 mils. Or if you don't have simple syrup, just like half a teaspoon of sugar, and mix it with the lemon juice. Put it in the lemon juice, mix up. But you've got to give it a good shake. Personally, I really like it with egg white because it goes frothy, and I like the frothy element. In fact, I'm going to make a whiskey sour. Because you know what I got? I'm going to show you something. Not parts of my body like AIDSy did.
Well, I was going to say, the last time you said you were going to show me something, it made me cry.
Yeah. That's just because you're weak, though.
It was like Father Wilson.
All right. So I got this from one of my favorite shops. AIDSy's been there, the Bitters Lab, which is not that far from where
I've been to the Bitters Lab. They looked at me funny like I wasn't allowed to be there because everyone else was in a suit and I wasn't.
And I made you leave because there was a lot of glass there and you were going to fall over and smash everything.
Fucking oath. And it was a good thing too. They were looking at me funny because I was really, really dodgy. I was a whole lot of epileptic shaking going on.
But this is the special thing they had. It was on special. This is the mixer to go to make a whiskey sour. This has the sweetener. This has maple syrup in it. This is like a maple syrup and lemon juice thing. And so it's basically, this is just like 50-50 with the El whiskey. But I'm going to put egg white in as well because I like the way egg white makes it go frothy. Yes, Donna's doing 5 a.m. drinking. Gotta like it. So we're in quarantine. There are no rules. There are no rules anymore. Society is broken down. It's Mad Max time. We are just
well. You remember the French masks, don't you? The mask balls.
Mask of the Red Death, that sort of thing.
The Red Death.
All the rich people locked themselves in to party while everyone else died, but one of them had the plague and they all died in the hall.
Well, but the thing is, they used to have in the plague times, they used to have death mask balls, and they'd turn up all skeletonized to have these crazy parties. Because they figured that every motherfucker was dying anyway. We might as well go out pissed, or opiumed out of our mind. And I am starting to see elements of that creep in to this.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to
yes.
see that creep in now. People starting to get a little bit, fuck it, let's just go, you know. And I, of course, I look down on that behaviour.
Of course you do. You're extremely dignified and would never do anything. Right, my cocktail shaker. Right, so got to make whiskey sour a little bit unconventional because I'm going to pour it in my fucking tiki mug with a huge thing of ice, which is not really the done thing, but I don't care.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Okay, Johnny, you've got syrup. Syrup's good. Okay, so I'm going to do equal parts. So, right, I'm going to do 2 ounces of bourbon. Thank you, Costco, for my giant bottle of bourbon. Anyone who knows how big my head is will know how big that bottle of bourbon is.
Fuck, that's a big bottle of bourbon.
1.75 litres, Costco size.
I have got to come shopping with you just with cash and go, you got to buy me this, 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 and this. And, no, doesn't matter. I'll see. Oh, fuck it. Apparently you can get from various different countries legally, and they will mail it to you. You can get dentists' canisters of laughing gas.
Oh, the other way you can get it, which is a bit dodgier, because there are 3 sorts of nitrous oxide. There's industrial grade. There are various industrial uses for nitrous, and that's the least safe version. There's food grade, which you use to make whipped cream, and there's medical grade, which is used as an anesthetic, which is the purest and cleanest. I do know, look, I won't say his name because he was a fucking lecturer where we went to college, knew an industrial place that sold huge cylinders of industrial nitrous, and the joke was hide it behind a lounge when you have a party and have it on slow leak, so everyone in the party is really happy without being completely sure why.
No.
That's bad.
Oh, fuck, that's bad. That's really bad.
He said, like, they went to this place who they knew sold it and said, hi, I want to get one of your cylinders of nitrous. And the guy says, I have to ask you what you're using it for because some people misuse it. And he went, we're using it for a party. And the guy went, no, you're not allowed to say that. I can't sell it to you if you say that. You know, oh, no, we have a legitimate industrial use for it. And he goes, that's
there
better.
You go.
And then he paid, and they walk out and they go, do you want the address of the party? It's just...
oh, so typical.
Nice. So Donna's got Alabama style whiskey, 85 proof, classy. So I'm going to put as well. So, my recommendations generally for a whiskey sour would be like 2 ounces of the whiskey, half to 1 ounce of lemon juice, maybe half an ounce of your simple syrup, and then an egg white. See, I cheat. I don't use eggs. I get this egg white stuff that I think is for bodybuilders, people making protein shakes and egg white omelets. Now, here's the
probably people who work in the kitchen industry who just need egg whites in a hurry.
Yeah, if you need a lot of egg whites, it's good for kitchens. So here's the little tip for shaking. Now, often when you shake, you've got the ice in there because you want it to get nice and cold. But the thing is, when you're shaking for an egg white, you want it to go all foamy. And ice can actually inhibit that. So what you do is what's known as a dry shake. You shake it without ice, give it a jolly good shake. If you want to, you can follow it up with a wet shake, put some ice in. But that's why I got my glass with a huge chunk of ice in it, because I don't have to shake it with ice. I'll just let it chill in the glass for a bit. And I did actually spill some all over myself, so I'm going to momentarily excuse myself to wash this off, or I'll be gross and sticky. So that means
and no one likes a gross and sticky angry. We've all been there. with a gross and sticky angry, because that's just part of the angry thing. Hi, angry. I haven't met you before, have I? Time to be gross and sticky.
No.
Oh, you're back. I said nice things about
Donna's
you the whole time.
made one with maple syrup and an egg white. Added ice. Donna is all class. See how it's that really nice foamy head on it?
That is nice.
That's why you do the dry shake. So it is a really nice maple color from the maple syrup. So cheers, Donna. We're both having a maple whiskey sour. Oh my God, that's a class drink. Oh yeah, I'm a fan. I'd normally make it with sugar syrup, but yeah, this neat thing, which is half maple, half lemon juice, makes it easy. And it's back! Hurrah! So yes, okay. So I've given Annette and Donna my two favorite cocktails, basically, that are both quite easy to make: the Sidecar and the whiskey sour. They're absolute classics, and classics for a reason, because they are just really good. Lion Spider once talked someone into making a pizza with a slap of hoisin sauce in a pizza base. Was it? I reckon that'd be okay, depending what you put. Hoisin's like a Chinese sauce. Depending what you put on the top, I reckon I'd possibly be okay with a bit of hoisin sauce on a pizza.
I'd be into that. Depending on what you cooked it with. I'm thinking if you had a bit of hoisin sauce, you're begging for a halloumi style or a tofu style sour with a little bit of
I was thinking a bit of pork.
Hey?
I was thinking
a bit of pork. Absolutely a bit of pork and a little bit of soy going on there as well. And then I'm also seeing, just because I'm a crazy motherfucker, I'm seeing ramen broth noodles with straight out peas.
Wow, dude, you're going wild. You're going wild there.
Yeah.
I like Spider saying the guy he convinced to use hoisin sauce slapped it on like it was like barbecue sauce. That was probably a mistake. Little bit for flavor.
Little bit.
Oh, okay. Annette wants to do the group thing. We've been doing the group thing. What do you reckon, AZ?
I reckon yes, definitely. I have some messaging to do, and so as a result, doing the group thing will be very good for me.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to send a link now because I'm just throwing caution to the wind. If you have a webcam, I'm just being a wild and crazy individual, you can join in. We can have up to 6 people go full fucking Brady Bunch. We can have up to 6 people in the stream. So that link that I just put in the chat, if you have a webcam, even if you just have a microphone, I won't be too prejudiced. Donna, the group thing. Donna's really concerned about the group thing, and with us, you should be just a tiny bit concerned about what we do, because all manner of shenanigans can happen. We could play Twister. Look, we can play. Actually, if we get a few people come on cam, we could play trivia. I've got some trivia questions here. We could play trivia questions. Annette is here. Hey, Annette. Good to see you.
There it
is. You've got to center yourself. There you go.
Hey, Annette. How you going?
Oh, you made us.
I'm loving your drink. I am loving your drink. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
Oh, hang on. Everything is like, oh my God. There,
it's
that's
all
better.
Confusing. There you go. You're good?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, it matches my top. That's
there
good.
There you go. Yeah, that's
important.
It's accessorizing. You're accessorizing.
So it should. And Annette's having the awful live stream and difficulty of At some point, you've got to move your camera. At some point, you've got to move yourself.
But see, here's the funny
Getting
thing.
that balance right is bloody difficult.
Now it's more of a full widescreen again. It's like,
and then it's going to switch in. It's just going to, it's crazy town. Megaleech, it is always a fabulous thing to see you, sir. Always a fabulous thing. How be you? How be you?
Very good.
Donna's going to walk the dog. I don't know if that's a metaphor, but you know.
I asked her not to say that we did that. But anyway, look, if she wants to go public, she wants to go public. It's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. I think after this, a classy whiskey sour, I'm going to go mad with another rum drink because I've got a bunch of fruit juices.
Rum. That's what I forgot.
Ooh, right. That's
ginger beer. You'll hate it.
Is it? No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of ginger beer. But yeah, I mean, Annette, you had all the makings of classic drinks. You've got a good selection there. I'm glad you had so I could drink a sidecar because that is legit one of my favorite drinks.
They're very tiny though.
Oh, that's so
that cute. Looks a bit like hot sauce.
Tiny,
but it's not, is it?
Grand Marnier. Okay,
aren't they cute?
I'm gonna look.
My daughter thought they were cute too.
Very much.
Don't let her drink them.
Yeah. What's a good? Because I think I don't know if I got Grand Marnier, but I've got Grand Marnier is basically an orange liqueur. If you wanted to mix it up, you could make that same drink and swap out the Cointreau for Grand Marnier because they're both orange liqueurs, but they have different profiles. So you get a slightly different drink if you swapped out. You get, there's orange curacao. There's a whole bunch of orange liqueurs. Triple sec. You can swap any of them out. And on the brandy side, there's lots of different brandies. You could do cognac, Armagnac, all these things. This is the fun. Okay, so I'm going to try and find what's a good Grand Marnier drink.
There's so many. There are so many good Grand Marnier drinks. A surprisingly good one is Grand Marnier, Baileys, and chocolate.
All right, I'm going to go on the record as saying that sounds like the work of the devil, but orange and chocolate. That's a Terry's. That's a Terry's orange chocolate right there.
It's a Terry's
orange chocolate.
Yeah, it will make you dance on your head on the table after about 4 or 5, but yeah.
I don't have a Baileys, but I do have Curacao, which is a chocolate liqueur.
That'd do it. That'd do it.
Tiny little Baileys.
Oh, holy cow! Here's one with you've got tequila.
The man at the shop convinced me that I needed 2.
Yeah. So this is okay. This is just a shot. It's saying like do 1 shot Grand Marnier and half a shot tequila and just neck it. But that's shots are for bad kids. We don't do that. We do stylish drinks. Let me have a look. I'm trying to find you a good Grand Marnier drink. Grand Marnier.
Something suitable for this.
Okay. Here's one.
Halloween.
Because you've got vodka. This says they call this Agent Orange, which is cute. So it's 1 shot vodka, half a shot of Grand Marnier, half a shot of Cointreau, and 2 shots of orange juice. So I think that's a hangover drink. Yo, Frankie the Skin. How you going, buddy boy?
Hey, Frankie.
Lion Spider just likes Grand Marnier straight, which is fine. That's a quality thing to do.
Hey, you crazy cats. I've got to pop out for about 10 to 15, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
There's a stupid thing I've got to go and do. And then as soon as I've done the stupid thing, it'll be AIDSy ahoy. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. So I'm I'm going to turn off my own cam and
Yeah.
mic, and then when I turn it back on again, you'll know I'm alive.
That's all.
I think you're very sexy, by the way, but I'll be back in very short time.
All right, we'll see you in a while, buddy. All right, so we'll. Oh, look, now we're all squished again. We've got to send. Oh my God!
Just knocked over my gear.
And that's saying something if your head looks bigger than mine. All right, you got to keep stuff in order there, Annette.
Yes, this camera seems like it really zooms in, and I don't think there's any way I can control it.
Yeah, no, webcams are funny like that. Right, what was it going? I said I was going to make it Terry's origin, didn't I? Yeah, all right, I can do that. Shower. Oh yes, Frankie the Skin. Dave's joining us. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Hi.
You've got a funny angle on your cam there. There you go.
I've never done
The
this.
nostril cam.
That's okay. We're all in this together, as the saying goes. I've got to rinse my glass because it's full of foam from my egg white. So, well, you guys can. What have you guys been up to today, anyway?
Well, not
Fine,
today,
dude.
but I made a set of really weird dice, and they're special in a way. But I'll show you.
Can you show us the
This
dice?
one's mostly 4s and a 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right. This one here
yeah.
is mostly 3s and a 6.
Okay.
And then this one here has
Yeah.
got 3 5s and 3 2s.
Okay.
Now, the idea here
Yeah.
is that you pick a dice, whichever one you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone pick a dice, pick a color. This one's purple if it's
Green.
not showing up very well. Green. No, green. Right. Now, I can choose a dice after that, and then we roll and see who wins most of the time.
Yeah.
So you've chosen green,
Yes, please.
so I would choose black. And we would roll these dice. Now, I can't roll them on camera because it's pacing to my head, but the majority of the time, black is going to win. So if you chose black the next time,
Yeah.
then I would choose purple. And when you roll these two dice together, purple is going to win most of the time, just by a slight margin. And then you go, okay, well, obviously black is better than green, and purple is better than black. So that must mean purple is the most strong dice, right? So you
Yeah.
pick purple the next time. So I pick green, and wouldn't you know, green actually beats purple.
So
Okay,
this is
that's
your
witchcraft.
plan.
It is a little bit of witchcraft. They're actually called non-transitive dice.
Ah.
And the idea is that, so with this green one, right, you're most likely going to roll a 4, okay?
Right. Yeah.
And against the blue one, which is most likely going to win, most likely going to roll a 3, you're
Yeah.
obviously going to win most of the time. You're only going to lose if you roll a 1 on the green,
Yeah.
or if he rolls a 6 on the
Yeah.
purple, right? So now with these two, you've got the 5s and the 2s, but they're 50-50. So if you roll a 5, and this
Yeah.
one, the majority of the time rolls a 3, you're going to win most of the time. And it's only going to win if you roll a 5, if it rolls the 6. And but if it rolls the 2, it is always going to lose. So this one will always lose on a 2, but it won't always win on a 5 because this one has the 6, which
Okay.
means this one has the slight advantage over it. Okay.
Oh.
And then we go to these two, and it's a similar situation, but obviously the other way, in
Yeah.
that if this one rolls the 5, it's always going to win against the green, right? But
Yeah.
if it rolls the 2, then if this one rolls the 1, it's going to lose against it. Otherwise, this one's going to win all the time. So that means that black is stronger than the green. So
Okay.
green beats blue,
Yeah.
beats black,
Yeah.
beats green.
Wow.
That's just
Okay.
an odd thing that I saw, and I thought I can make a set of those.
Blow our minds tonight.
Are you
So
gonna,
non-transitive dice.
post-apocalypse? Are you going to sort of travel from truck stop to truck stop playing dice games with people?
Yeah, that's right.
Winning-
But socially distant, right? We'll have to have the dice and throw them at them. I suppose you could. You could have a bag of $1 coins and say, anyone want to roll dice for $1? Choose a dice.
Yeah.
I'll choose a dice, and we roll.
Oh, wow.
And it's not all the time. You're not going to. Obviously, it's only a small advantage that you have, so you have to roll a few times.
Small advantage is
yeah,
all you need.
Exactly. That's all casinos have in some games. So generally, they have a larger advantage. But yeah, it's just interesting. So who wants to play a game of dice? No,
No, not at all.
not at all. No.
I've made a Terry's chocolate orange. It's a chocolate liqueur, and that's where the orange color comes from because it's pumpkin spice chocolate liqueur, creme de cacao, and Cointreau. So this should taste like a Terry's chocolate orange. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. I've not actually made this before, so it's like, fuck yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Terry's chocolate orange. It's the taste of Christmas.
Yeah, that's
My
a
dad always
classic.
bought them for Christmas.
So just first on those, Annette, Frank says you could be the twin of his Canadian friend Beth, which is interesting. And Fox Cops just clicked on. He wants us to say Trump's a horrible person, rapist, homophobe, stupid, racist. I don't know that he's a homophobe, actually. You know, people always want me to say something good about Trump. I don't know that he's a homophobe. Pence he's a rapist and a racist and a horrible person, and he's clearly thick as pig shit, but I'm not sure he's homophobic. I just throw that out there. Maybe he's not homophobic. Yeah.
If you're looking for something nice to say.
But he's trying to kill a bunch of Americans, that's for sure, with his obsession with, no, the economy must survive, and it doesn't matter if I make rash judgments that cause tens, if not hundreds of thousands of unnecessary deaths. The Dow Jones is all that counts. So I'm not feeling good for my American friends right now, quite honestly.
No.
New
I don't know
York's
what
in the
anyone else
state.
How much credit to
York's
give him?
just-
Oh, New York is up shit fucking creep. But
It's
they
almost
keep
the
getting
Italy
new.
of America.
No, they're outstripping Italy. America's outstripping Italy. The first hotspot in America seemed to be Washington. Yeah, seemed to be Washington State was the first hotspot, like Seattle and whatnot. But now it's New York. It's a couple of places in the South, Alabama and Georgia.
Louisiana.
Hey, we could do the thing. I did this before. We could look up the Johns Hopkins map to see how fucked everything is now. Think that's depressing? Yes, we do. All right. The Johns Hopkins map. Where is it? Where is it? Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center. Okay, load, you sucker. Loading and still loading. Things are spinning. Yowza. Okay, things are okay. Oh my god, the world one just looks so fucking. Okay, I'm going to share this screen now, which is going to make. all of us
So I don't have to look it up.
bit.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
No, I'm going to share it. Chrome tab. I've got so many tabs open. Pick the right one. Okay, so
Yes, we don't want to see your porn
John
there. Angry.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
my porn. Okay, so zoomed right out, it looks fucking terrible with that red everywhere because it just looks like blood stains. But for instance, if we zoom in on North America, okay, you see it in a bit more detail. Hotspot down here in New Orleans. Hotspot here in
That's a
Atlanta,
lot worse than it
Georgia.
was last time
New
we looked at that.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a lot. New York is fucked. Boston. Or look at this. Everywhere. Washington State, Philadelphia up through New York to Boston is fucked.
How's Seattle? That
Detroit
was
is
the West Coast hotspot. How's that looking? Seattle.
Seattle was one of the early. Where's Seattle on the map?
Top left hand.
Top left.
Where is it?
Top
There.
left.
Oh, here. Okay.
Let it load.
See,
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't look as bad as anywhere
No,
else now. Seattle was
doesn't,
like the original hotspot.
Mm.
And you
Oh,
look
it
over
didn't compare to New York in that area though. It was just the hotspot
New
on
York is
the west.
so
So.
fucked. So New York is
Wow.
fucked. But yeah, interestingly, bits in the south here, Atlanta, Georgia
Oh,
has
God.
bad patches.
San Fran
okay.
is not looking too good.
America's dick has lots of red spots on it. They need
Spotted dick,
doctor-
hey?
They need a doctor to check that out. It's not good if your dick has all those red spots on it.
Yeah, I heard
No,
on the news
look at
tonight
all
that they're blaming Mardi Gras for that.
Yeah, San Fran
It was
is a bit
the
of
right
a
time.
But if we go out to the rest of the world, just to fucking depress ourselves, look at Europe. Okay. Zit. Bulgaria, Greece. See, those kind of look okay. Croatia. Rome's got a very big hot spot, predictably. Madrid and Lisbon. France has got its own hot spot.
Doesn't look as impressive when it's just one dot in the center of the country, though.
Yeah, England and
Yeah.
Ireland don't look that bad. But yeah, it's like, ugh. Iran, of course, although we don't even know what's really happening in Iran. We don't know if they're telling us the truth. We don't know if China's telling us the truth.
Is Australia just one dot, or does it have a dot for each state? Or
No.
we got Darwin, we got cities. Yeah, okay.
Sydney's 50% of our cases.
Yeah, so it's just the capitals in each of our states. So I assume that it's representative of the state. So
But if you zoom in, yeah, it's still there's not a lot of detail on the Australian one. But I don't know if this is good for our mental health to be doing this, quite honestly.
Probably.
oh, it's out on the islands.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Fiji, I think, has had 2 the last time I looked, which was, I don't know, a day or 2 ago.
New Caledonia.
Damn.
Yeah. So, God, maybe that's not good for our mental health. Maybe we should talk about something frivolous instead, like my Terry's chocolate orange drink.
Not paid sponsorship.
No, I fucking should. Because that
Jaffa
again,
flavor.
it's one of those dangerous ones that doesn't taste like alcohol. I mean, it's not that high alcohol. Like creme de cacao is only like 20% or something. God, look, okay, it's like white on a grey thing. It's so fucking low contrast. Old people like me with bad eyes can't read anything. But I think that's only about 20% alcohol by volume. And the chocolate liqueur is also only like less than 20%, 17%. Cointreau's a proper drink. Cointreau's 40%. So this is like, I don't know, like 2 standard drinks, and it doesn't taste like alcohol at all. So that could really sneak up on you. Saf wants to know if you're eating breakfast or lunch, David. It's a late dinner in the world we are.
Oh, there's a person.
Oh,
There's one behind you.
that's Sarah.
Member of the household.
Hello, Sarah.
I'm eating ice cream.
Girl.
As a matter
Who
of
was
fact.
it? Pence that did a press conference like this?
Oh, no, Tony Abbott did a
Oh,
fucking
yes, Tony Abbott. No.
Skype calls with really bad lighting that made him look like he was trying to be a cut-rate fucking cartoon villain or something. Sunberg, you think the virus is connected to factory farms? I do not believe evidence supports that. Mind you, by the same token, I am in favor of severely curtailing factory farms because I think they are a bad thing for pretty much everyone. But
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Isn't it just a like a mutation of SARS? Because
It
it's
is.
it's SARS-CoV-2 or something. It's
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's actually SARS-CoV-2. It is, and God, the freakiest thing I learned from all this is basically every flu strain since the 70s has been a mutation of the 1918 flu, because a sample of the 1918 flu was released into the wild because of a lab accident.
Did you confirm that?
I'd have to look
I'd
it
love
up.
to see that report.
I've had several cocktails and I'm not into looking for facts at the moment.
Fair enough.
I want to use my Baileys now. I finished.
Baileys, you should do your version of fucking Terry's chocolate orange. Just Baileys and Cointreau.
So,
Baileys and Cointreau, half.
would that be in a shot glass?
Yeah, do a shot.
Just mix it in the mouth.
Okay, my shot
Yeah,
glass.
no. Just lean back and
Yeah, it's,
What?
that was a tequila layback where you lay back on the bar with your head on the bar and they pour tequila and something into your mouth.
Okay.
So I need to put a couple things away because I've got all the detritus of my other cocktails crowding the desk. I was going to make a rum one, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Okay, we've got to put a couple things away. That can go there.
So, David, how are you?
Hang on.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah, that
go.
way. Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
High five.
I love it.
I'm
Love it.
tense. How are you?
Social isolating with my family.
Yes.
That's a
no,
social
I'm not.
isolating high five. You guys are very
Yeah, don't touch.
Oh, God.
All right.
Hello, human in the background.
away.
All right. Right, I had something on my screen. I'm just going to look at again. They're calling it a Grinch drink. Schnapps. Yeah, why don't I go totally fucking nuts here? Okay, so I might do Applejack as well. I have no idea how that will go. Okay. Applejack.
Right.
Which is just apple brandy, basically. Do I want to rinse this out, really? All right. Put some more ice in my shaker.
Frightening
I
theories.
need a thing.
What was that, David?
I'm just looking at the comments,
Look,
and
you-
Frankie
Ah,
says
get
all
back
sorts
here.
of
What are you doing?
retards.
Crack
sorts of
Gill
insane-
Applejack. Okay, so this is going to be probably come out blue-green drink. It'll be
Come on,
interesting. to
I'll
see
give you
how
a
it comes out.
snack.
Annette's got to feed her fur baby from the sounds of it. Okay, so I'm going to put some Captain Morgan spice rum in. This is a bit of a tropical drink. And if all goes well, it should be sort of a blue-green color. But we'll see exactly how this turns out.
What else is going in with this?
Okay, some Bacardi, so some white rum. So that's not going to affect the color. Put some of that in.
Safa, I'm in Tassie. You asked what time zone I'm in, so same as Angry.
Yeah, same time zone. Okay, a little bit of Applejack, which is an American apple brandy.
What?
Oh my God, listen to that. Roar, 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 roar. It's like trying to keep AIDS in line, quite honestly.
That's not possible.
It really isn't. And now this should give it the blue color, the blue vodka that I was using earlier.
Okay.
So I put an ounce of that, and I've got to strain it because it's got a lot of fucking creatures. Ooh, that was a bit better than I intended. But we're all friends here, so it doesn't matter if I use an ounce and a half. All right,
I'm here, Dom.
put that in, and now some juices. I'm going to put. I've been squeezing orange juice. I'm going to put some fresh orange juice in. Looks like it's all chaos in Annette's house now, which I loved. Look at that. We've got a puppy. We have a puppy.
Got a puppy there.
Puppy and child.
We have the whole game here. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of lime juice in this. A little bit, because lime juice is pretty sharp. Half an ounce. 15
Did you
mil.
run out of your big jug of it? I suppose it was a lemon lime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lemon lime. But
It was only a month out of date.
I went to Woolies the other day, and limes were absurdly cheap. So I bought a bunch of limes. So I'm going to have fresh lime juice.
Mom's going to show you her setup of alcohol.
I just like that.
All right.
Oh.
So that's my concoction, and now we will give it a shake and see what comes out. I don't know what color this is going to be when it comes out.
Safa, I don't have any alcohol either. You could just have
There's
some ice
wash
cream.
tape under the blanket.
Are we all
Oh, no.
with alcohol's feeling sad? Okay. Use my
Okay,
cold
I haven't got a
strain.
lot of this left. But anyway.
Ooh, it's very foamy. It's probably from the soursop juice, I think, foamed up when I shook it. All right.
Am I supposed to shake this up?
No, I think you can just mix it.
Okay.
What does it look like? It's like a yellowy green color.
Yeah.
I could
looks
put
kind of
more
tailored.
vodka in to make it more color. Oh, I think Aidsy's back too. Wave if you're ready to come back in, Aidsy. Yes, okay.
Oh, let's do that.
Aidsy's back as well. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice one, Annette. That's nice. You got a nice
Someone's
float
here.
there.
What? I just said someone's here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. All right.
Thank
You need
you.
to unmute,
Hey.
Nancy.
Where did it
You're putting your ass in my face. Went down there.
We can't hear you, Aidsy.
Unmute.
He's waving today.
It's like,
I don't know
Wait,
what's
no,
going
no, no.
on, but we
I'm
can't
sure
hear
he's
you.
saying some very
Maybe-
nice things about
maybe-
me.
maybe it's under the bed.
I don't know if the plug come out. Because my thing here doesn't say you're muted. It says you're
Okay.
muted, but not muted. Technical problem.
What is that? What is that?
Sartre thinks my drink looks like coffee. That's some weird ass coffee if you got coffee.
It's very charitable to say coffee. I would have said something else. Maybe it's just my
Go on.
screen.
Don't hold back, Dave. What do you think it looks like?
Maybe apple juice and some wee wee.
Yeah, it's an apple juice wee wee drink.
All right, you out of
Okay.
here. This is
I was gonna say
run up
so.
time.
That was a popular estimate, apparently, Dave.
I can hear you, Aidsy. I can't hear Aidsy.
No.
Aidsy has
We've never had
Lag.
this problem before. I don't know what's happened there.
Hey,
And now
bring the
it's
other one.
frozen.
What a
He's
kid.
muted
Oh,
now, but there
okay.
must be something wrong with his microphone because he wasn't
Oh, wait.
muted before and we still couldn't hear him.
Okay, it now says your mic's not connected, Aidsy.
Hmm.
This kind of makes me think sediment and stuff and separated. And
Yeah, Safa might be right. The NBN just crapped out for Aidsy. Don't know what's happening. And it keeps freezing as well. I don't know if he's just looking at us with a very resigned look.
You tell me. Yeah.
His internet just like fucking died.
Hi.
Does he know ASL? You could see. if he could,
He can
This is
sign-
Ali.
Hi, Ali.
What are these people?
Well, there's names. There's Aidsy, and that's Andrew, Angry Aussie, and Mega Leech, and David.
Wait,
It's not my real
Aussie.
name.
Yeah, Angry Aussie, the one who did the thing about the fairy bread.
Right.
Yes, famous for fairy bread rants. Yes, that's me.
And gay lions.
Yes, in fact, for the Twitter sphere, I'm most known for talking about gay lions, which is very surreal thing. And what's the weirdest thing is I basically ripped the joke. AZ's disconnected, is going to try again maybe. Sometimes if he reboots, it works. For those who don't know, what happened, there was this news story, I don't know, it was like 2 years ago now, that tourists said they got footage of 2 male lions having an intimate relationship and going like, oh, look, the lions are gay. And this was in Kenya. And Kenyan politicians are notoriously homophobic. And they want to say homophobia is not natural, etc. And I probably shouldn't even... See, I feel self-conscious actually continuing this story with your offspring in the background.
That one teaches me stuff that I didn't know.
Okay.
This one can
Back.
go.
Yes, we can hear you, AZ.
And he's back. And I was asking, the question I was asking
she's
for
right behind
that the
Yeah,
man, the legend, the David Blumstein, next to me on this fabulous
Very well see that.
chat.
Very well.
Fairy floss was the
The whole
last word I
stream shit
heard.
itself
Was
for
that
a
correct?
second. I don't know. I'm just saying the whole live stream shit itself for a second, but we're back.
Yeah.
Now I was going to say the gay lions thing. People saying the lions in Kenya were gay, and the Kenyan government had a vested interest in saying the gay was unnatural. And an actual Kenyan government minister said the lions learned it from watching gay tourists, to which I responded on Twitter. Personally, I say hats off to the gay tourists who were willing to fuck in front of lions. And that went, as they say, viral, and a stupid number of people shared it. And my Twitter screen fucking blew up for about a week.
I thought it was fucked of you to put that photo of me fucking that furry lion in the photo, though. I thought that was fucked.
That was my
you could have just
Photoshop
asked me.
photo.
You could have
Although
just asked me.
One of the responses I liked, someone did a little cartoon trying to explain things. They did a little cartoon of these 2 lions watching some gay tourists fucking. And one lion goes, "What the hell are they doing?" And I don't know. The other one says, "Do we eat them or what?" And the other lion looks at the first lion and goes, "Have I ever told you how attractive I find you?" Brilliant.
That's nice. That's very nice. One of the things that have freaked out a lot of biologists, and I have a vested interest in this because I'm a screaming bisexual, is the sexologists and biologists have discovered that your 10% of your humans are the fag-riff, right? Or some kind of fag-riff.
Yes.
And they've gone, well, that's clearly because they have sex when they're out of estrus. They have choices in sex. They can choose partners. They can be monogamous, polygamous, all that kind of stuff. And then they've gone into the animal world and found your 10% of your animals are your fag-riff. Pretty much this 10% number rolls right through your mammal world. 10% of mammals are screaming homosexuals.
But AZ, which 10% of your body is gay?
Well, I've got this hangnail on my left hand foot, small toe, and right on my inner right knee, right in there. There's a patch of skin and a small bit of bone that's gay. Pretty much, cock and balls. That's pretty much 10% of me anyway.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So Mind you, it's not exclusively gay. You know, it can stray. It'll be wandering around going, I like it, that's nice. You know, oh, that's the package. It's not a Shervington package, but it's a package nonetheless. And then I'll wander over and I'll go, oh,
Yeah.
she
What?
put
Child?
herself together quite. Yes, child, don't listen to Uncle
Don't
Azy's
continue.
advices on anything.
Who remembers the Shervington package? Australian sprinter Matt Shervington. There was that one shot of him doing the 100 meters, and he was not wearing a jock strap, and he was under his shorts, clearly swinging quite extravagantly to the left and right. And everyone's going, "Well, that's an interesting look you've got going on there, Matt."
Yeah, but you remember the joke that Matt Shervington never put his nose to win a race. That was not what was winning the race for Matt Shervington.
And compare that to Tony Abbott in his budgie smugglers.
No.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
But Matt Shervington had quite a lot in his running shorts, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're
I think this
bloody
is the-
hell.
Oh,
Well, I didn't you think this was going to go there, Dave? I was in the room, Dave.
Yeah.
What the hell was going to happen next, Dave? Come on, mate.
You're lucky he didn't show us his package, honestly.
Well, you said
Well,
it.
what do you mean lucky? You can still see it. I'm still here. I said,
Yeah,
what, don't I exist, Mega Leech?
I've
Come
got,
and
I've got to
stand
go.
Get
I-
my YouTube
Dicks
channel.
out for Matt. It's all cocks out for Harambe. What about dicks out for Matt? Where is he now? Probably selling cars, not himself. I mean, of course he would have had a future in porn. But I think,
Absolutely.
as many people have said, it would have destroyed the mystery.
Matt Shervington, male escort. Yeah.
Oh, couldn't you imagine being Matt Shervington's bride and just walking in like, and everyone says, "Oh, it's Mrs. Shervington," because wouldn't it?
Walk
Wouldn't
like a
you just
cowboy.
look at?
That whole bow-legged thing.
Yeah, you just have to. It would just. I mean, you'd adapt, but you'd have to have various different trusses sewn in. I'm being practical. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals. I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
Including an operation where the nurses and the doctors said, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, you never want that. This guy had to experience a thing for half a second that was going to hurt. But it did work, and it did hurt. Anyway, I won't go into it because
No! Don't you dare! That thing's too big, and I've got a drink in my hand. That's enough. You're disturbing the anecdote. Bugger off. Come on. Right.
I now have heard the new statement that will guide my life. AZ, you're disturbing the anecdote. You're not killing the vibe. You're not wiping out the piece. You've not killed the feeling of the room. AZ, you're disturbing the anecdote. Let us get everything back together, because I have the habit of off fucking on tangents that don't need to be off fucked too. And Angry will agree with me on this one.
Me go off on tangents
and so
too.
I let you go off on tangents, but they're fun because I can then go off on a
You
tangent.
put things in my head.
Yeah, I do, because I how I don't like to work. If we're working and I go, I can get Angry to go and do something else. We'll go and do something else. It'll be more fun. And then I'll do that. Or sometimes Angry will go, let's not work today. I'll go, okay, and I'll fuck off and run away. Or sometimes Angry will go, let's take you to hospital. I'll go, don't do that. That's disturbing the anecdote. I've Annette, thank you. I've so found a new thing.
You're welcome, dear.
Yeah.
What you put in my head was the lyrics from a band called Crunt, who I think were from South Australia. The song was called, and it's just like a really sort of industrial heavy stuff. You, your band, it's gonna hurt me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Take your punishment, motherfucker. Just like that South Australian industrial scene. There was things like Mark of Cain and Crunt and really messed up. I don't know what it was about South Australia.
It was what Beast Suburban came out of. It was what bloody
Beast Suburban.
You know, all of that scene.
It always gets stuck in my head. Do you remember the Beast Suburban doing boy band stuff when they were all dressed in white and doing coordinated dance moves? The song "It Won't Last." So dirty, horrible, seedy, ruined Tex Perkins wearing all white, doing boy band dance moves was just one of the pinnacle moments of Australian music. It was the filthiest man in Australian music pretending he's in a 90s boy band. It was just great.
And everyone in the band committed. Everyone in the band committed totally to the gig, and it was beautiful. It was like watching Tenacious D. It was that good. It was
a really smooth song as well. It won't last, baby. It won't last. And it's just like, wow, what's going on here, Tex? How much did you drink before doing this? That was just like,
before this, Tex. Yeah. How much did you fucking breathe before this, Tex?
Yeah.
Because of their name, they got 3 bottles of bourbon for the rest of their lives.
It was the band they put together for drinking money. It was Tex. It was Spencer P. Jones from the Johnnies, and a couple of other guys that all had their own bands. And it was their drinking money band. They would just go into pubs and do cover versions of dirty, greasy, fucking blues numbers and get drinking money.
And 2 of the guys were in the band because their wives wanted them to get holiday money. So they had to. They were in the band to get money to take everyone on holiday. And then, unfortunately, they became massively huge.
Really? Shaylee, I know you're excited because we don't see humans.
Oh God!
You get your own humans.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I just every child in Australia, every child in the world is pretty much going to be this, if they aren't already, within the next week or 2.
Yeah, true.
That.
True story, man.
We're saying every house in Australia's going to be.
That's going to be every child in Australia, every child in the world, very, very soon.
This is what I was going to ask.
And it
before I ran away, was when we were kids. Okay, how many of our mothers made us go and make our own fun? Because remember, this was before the age of consoles.
Crazy town until she comes back. But that's cool. I'm really enjoying what's happening on Annette's camera, but I'm just going to mute the sound.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's back.
But it's working.
But this is the thing. Right. How many of you?
Let's go.
How many of you guys as kids were made by your mothers to make your own fun? Because it was before consoles. It was before any of that. And the reason I ask is we're going to head into a situation where there's no external fun to have. Because it'll all go. You know, there's only so much Steam credit you can have. There's only so much video you can watch.
You underestimate my Steam collection.
I think you might have to mute me again.
I respect people's Steam collection, but what tends to happen is you
Sweetheart.
tend to go for a week or two on your Steam collection and go, I just can't fucking do this anymore. It's like when you eat ice cream all the time. It's awesome. Then it starts to make you feel a little bit sugary, and then it starts to make you feel a little bit blind. So you know what I'm saying effectively is one of the cruel things in my world is that's a good Steam collection, bro.
All right. He's all right for a while.
It's,
Yeah, a little
one
bit.
of the cruel things in my world is that I've relied on the fact that people can't make their own fun. And
Yeah.
if I can imaginate fun for them, they'll pay me for it. So I see our audience, and I note that they're a lot more into creating, making, noticing, talking
Yeah.
to other people than a lot of humans that I meet. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon would be the best way to describe to someone that fun is not an external thing, fun is an internal thing? Because everyone's going to be miserable because they're like, got nothing to do and I'm home and I'm bored. It's like, well, yeah, of course you are, because you haven't decided to have fun. Because fun comes from inside. Only you can feel what you're feeling, right?
Why
when
does this
someone's
sound like
hassling
it's
you.
getting dirty, Easy?
Well, it could if it wanted to, Mega Leash. It could if it wanted to. You could go there if you want to, but you have your own feelings. Other people don't have your feelings for you, right? I was bullied a bit when I was a kid, and one of the things that helped me was this big footballer said, unless they're actually punching shit out of you, what they're saying's not hurting you, and only you can feel good or bad about yourself. They can't make you feel anything about you. It's you that have got to make you feel about you. Sure, people say hurtful things, and yes, those hurtful things stick. That's not.
Are you okay?
I'm not minimizing that, but you don't have to let it run your life. So I was very lucky that my footballing friend told me that. And essentially, I'm wondering, how many people do you think how would you explain to people that the fun that you need to have in the next couple of weeks while you're locked down comes from inside? How would you do it?
Jesus, that's a good point. You are absolutely right. What we do in this weird fucking world from now on does have to come from inside. I mean, I do actually think most people are better at it than they think they are. Some people go, I can't be creative. I can't do, but they can. I mean, talking about kids and making their own fun. You know what popped into my head? At one point, the street where I was on, they dug up trenches on either side of the road because they were replacing all the water pipes. And one day I didn't come home till after sundown or about sundown. And my mum said, where the fuck have you been? But I was only across the road because me and the lad who lived across the road, because there were trenches with big clods of dirt, we were just doing trench warfare. We just got in trenches on the opposite side of the roads and we're getting big clods of dirt and throwing it at each other's heads. And this kept us amused for a number of hours.
Somebody lost an eye.
Come on, stick your head up, boof. And they were hard, but they would burst apart if they hit you, and you'd fall down. You could pick up hits with a rock that disintegrated when it hit. But we did that for like 2 or 3 hours. We didn't get bored because we were just playing trench warfare. We were just either side of the street throwing these dirt clods at each other's heads.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to the point where myself and my brothers perfected the art of dirt bomb making. So you need mud, and you need a mixture of very fine gravel, dust, and sand. And you mix the mud together, and the shape needs to be like a big lentil, but a fat lentil, so that when you peg it, it spins discus-like, but starts to disintegrate as it's spinning. And then when it hits them in the head, pow! You've got a beautiful spray of dirt bomb, and over they go. Excellent to peg it at them when they're on bikes, because they like to do drive-bys. Don't do a drive-by at a Calais dirt bomb factory. Foolish, foolish. Our anti-aircraft was basically better than anyone. So, yeah, there was when consoles came out, we wanted one. We weren't allowed to have one. And when everything came out, we wanted one, but we weren't allowed to have one. So we basically had to make our own shit up. And I don't think that's lost, because I see people making their own shit up in new and interesting ways. I mean, if you give a kid a Unity engine and enough assets to put together a level, they'll put together an excellent level. Or if you give them a Halo level and a shitload of assets, they'll tinker toy Halo level together that'll be monstrous. You know, I've seen gauntlet runs that kids have made out of Halo levels, and a gauntlet run, you've got to get from A to B without getting destroyed. And these things have waterfalls of vehicles coming down off cliffs onto the path where you're trying to run. You can do it, but you've got to really be attentive to a tank that is coming down onto your head now. It's awfully difficult. There's also grinder traps. So you're looking above at the tank coming down on your head, and if you're not looking to jump over the grinder trap, it's splashy, splashy, red, splashy, splashy for you. So, you know, I think people are still making stuff, but I don't know that it's being extolled. Blumenstein, I'm looking at you. You make stuff. Tell me about the making stuff aspect that you look at, see, know about, think, see. What do you reckon?
Well, we both make stuff, and our little person has, you know, taken that to heart, and she's good at making stuff and keeping herself occupied. But the problem is that the longer she's in the house with us, the more she wants to be with us all the time. And then you're sort of dealing with thingy child. So we've got to make sure that we get her out of the house and doing physical activities, not just making stuff. Because if we just do drawing or whatever, she's going to always want to be drawing or reading or playing with us all the time together.
Yep.
So
I see. So you're talking about like a well-rounded diet.
Well, I know what I'm like, and I would like her to not be like me all the time.
Okay.
There are good aspects to my life.
That's the song of parents everywhere, man.
I'm a little too used to, when we went into lockdown, hey, everybody, you got to stay in your house all day long. Yeah, okay,
yep.
Cool.
Okay, whatever.
So she needs more than that. I think Sarah said that she needs an hour of exercise a day or something, which is like, good Lord.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of exercise.
The other day, I did something that I never imagined that I would do. I took a child out to the Oval and taught her how to play soccer.
Nice.
Not me.
Oh, my word.
That's sports ball.
I know.
Oh, my word.
But we've got to get
Oh,
her
my
out of the house
word.
somehow. Got to stand in the middle of an oval.
Yeah, that's
Could
good.
you not have taught her to play a bit of AFL? Because, you know, I
We only
mean,
have the
soccer's going
round
to
ball.
brand that child forever. You know, soccer leaves scars, dude. It leaves
No, there was-
scars.
There were some guys playing.
What about a
football
dog?
on the other end of the
What
oval,
about
and
what?
No, you can't
A
kick a
dog.
dog.
Get a dog.
The ball's better for soccer.
oh
Play with
boy.
a dog for an hour. That's being out. It's kind of exercise. Speaking of which, is growling at me.
That's true. I'm
But,
glad you didn't
yeah.
say that when she was here.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm glad
whoa,
you didn't say that
Jesus.
when she was here. Might want a dog.
Sorry, I've just decided to punish myself. This is a pretty fierce cocktail I've just made. My variation on something called a décolletage that has a few bitter stuff in it. This is tequila, a vermouth, and
No, vermouth. The dude at the shop didn't know what vermouth was.
bitter cherry aperitif, and Fernet Branca, which is an absolutely savage Italian bitter liqueur. And I just did the stirring thing, and I tasted it off the spoon and went, yep, this is fucking serious. Okay. So I'm going to pour it into my glass. I just thought, you know, sometimes you just have to punish yourself. So it's a beautiful color. It's a very rose red color. So visually, it's very appealing. And it has a really nice aroma. And now we take a sip.
Yeah, you've lost green again, Angry.
Yeah, I have. It's nice. This is actually quite nice. There's a balance between all the elements of this. So I used like a white tequila, silver tequila they call it when it's clear. This one, I love this. I found an Australian vermouth maker, and they flavour their vermouth with Australian botanicals. Says they use strawberry gum and wattle seed and river mint and sea parsley. This is a classic. They do a sweet, dry, and classic. I had the sweet and I bought the classic. I love supporting Australian companies in my alcoholism. Rather than just, you know, everyone's doing it tough now. So if I buy a few things by Australian makers, I'm being patriotic as well as alcoholic. So, you know, that's good.
Patrioholic.
I can only applaud your decisions there, mate.
Although
I say climb that mountain.
I'm being a bit of an internationalist. A couple of these are no, this is French. Oh God, this is such a communist internationalist drink. This is French. This is Italian.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me, right? Angry. You're dead to me. Don't cease speaking. Take yourself out of the bloody stream, buddy. You don't need to be here, buddy. Why are you speaking? You've dirty alcohol. Hang on. Let me give you the correct bloody. I'm okay. No, feel pretty angry.
Okay.
No, I'm doing nothing. No, I'm good.
No, you're gonna make me lose my YouTube channel.
No, I'm not taking anything off. I'm just. Oh, actually, I should probably do this. Hang on, I've got to kneel down for this. How's
just
that?
Turning your back. That's okay. Yep. That's what our First Nations people do when you disappoint them. Just turn their back.
Disappointed me. You've disappointed me, buddy.
I like that. We've had protests where a lot of First Nations people have showed up to Parliament when they're voting on something that was supremely shit, and they don't make any noise. They don't do anything. They're in the visitors gallery and they just stand up and turn their backs. And it's like, no, you have disappointed. No. I'm not angry. You have disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed, buddy. Angry, you'd know because there'd be blood on the floor. Just disappointed. Bloody yeah, no, I've got to actually watch that because there's
what can I do
that going
No,
on.
so we go to prison. We go to prison. That's all I'm saying.
It's exactly. Actually, I remember I was in was in a pub in Bathurst once, and this black fella and this white fella were talking, and it
Drunk all
got
the fun ones.
the black fella said effectively to the white fella, "I will kill you. I will kill you here and now, and
Yeah.
I'll go to prison. I'll definitely go to prison, but
Yeah.
you'll be dead."
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh god! I heard that shit growing up in Dubbo. Jesus Christ! I heard
Just
that.
go, okay.
Like, yeah, I'll go to prison, but you'll be dead. Jesus! I heard that actual conversation.
You know, that's patience. You know, I'm happy to wait 20 years to win this argument.
Oh my god!
It's like, okay, what if you need? I generally tried to be the happy drunk at the pub.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Dubbo in Western New South Wales, which was racist AF. And there was unofficial segregation. There were only 2 pubs that our Indigenous brothers could basically go to. And there was a thing on, at one point, a bikie gang, the Rebels, decided they wanted to make this pub their pub, but a lot of Indigenous folk would go to this pub. And a bit of a confab one night about who should be in this pub. And this is where I heard that conversation. One, the Indigenous chaps went, yep, okay, if you don't fuck off, I'm going to glass you in the fucking throat. Yeah, I'll go to prison, but you'll be dead. And the fucking biker went, go for it. And this dude in front of everyone just smashed a glass on the pool table straight into this guy's throat, who bled out on the pool table. And he didn't even try to hide. He was just like, nah, call the cops. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, everyone knows it was me. I'm right here. Go get him. And it's like,
what town was that?
Yeah.
That was Dubbo in Western New South Wales.
Yeah, Dubbo. Yeah.
There is no.
Red Dust starts. It's where the red heart starts.
Yeah,
with the red dust.
Yeah, one of the theories of what the name Dubbo actually means, and no one's sure, is it's a reference to the red dirt. Because we had a dust storm. Dust storms in Dubbo now happen twice a fucking year. When I was a kid growing up, it happened once in the 20 years I lived there. Once we had a dust storm that came through, and everything just went red because of this dust storm. Now they happen about twice a year because of drought and climate change. But yeah, it's very red dirt in Dubbo. And once you go west of Dubbo, it's just the fucking desert. You just go west of Dubbo, and there is on another live stream. I want to make fun of all the towns that were in the area where I grew up, because they have weird names. Like if I go onto like Google Maps and bring up Dubbo, as you go west, you get places named Mogragai, Yamunjeri, Terramungamine, Trangie, Nevertire, which is a nice English name, Snakes Plain, which is a nice Australian name, Mullandudgery, Inawina, Newton, Caneblago, Coolabah. I just love these places. Cubba. I think if we go, because we keep going west to Wilcannia, and then you get to Broken Hill. You're in the middle
Broken Hill, buddy. Broken Hill.
What was that one?
Do you know they still
Plain?
extract lead from Broken Hill?
Oh, there are
Samuel
really
L.
active mines in Broken Hill, yeah.
Yeah, it's still working those mines. You know, 100+ years later, they're still working those mines.
Yeah, they keep finding different things. And I love every now and then I see something on the internet. Someone will show, amazing photos of Kubapedi in Australia, the opal mining town where because it's like 50 degrees Celsius every day of the fucking year. They dig underground and they all live in caves they've dug out underground. And some of them are incredibly elaborate. And people outside of Australia see that on fucking Pinterest or something and go, "Ooh, isn't that special?" And I go, "No, they're all insane. All the people in Cooper Pedy are fucking insane."
And they are crazed. They are fucking crazed. The people who have those really lovely houses are the people who are the classes and the dealer sellers. The people who live in caravans out on the plains are the miners, and the miners are on scale of crazy fucking 11.
They are so fucking crazy because
you
it's
meet
like
these guys. Yeah, go on.
All the time.
Yeah, I met a guy who experimented giving himself a tattoo in the back by putting vine needles in his back and standing what he thought was just close enough to an explosive charge that they were using to take opals out.
Yes.
And he said the tattoo worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Except I couldn't get about a third of the needles out. They're still there. So it was a clever thing, I think, that I used a mix of silver and tin. And I'm going, that has to rust. That has to rust.
It's under your skin.
And I've looked at him, and yeah, it's the rust is just gone. It's all gone. It's all just rusted out, and you can see little bits of metal just in his skin. And the tattoo came out really quite fine. But I tell you what ended up happening was he had an artist, join the dots. I can't imagine standing there with needles in you already and waiting for an explosion to push them in, and going, that makes perfect sense. But if you're going to be the kind of person that puts explosives down a hole and stands next to them, then you've got to ask yourself questions. Mega Leech, what questions are you asking yourself?
Why am I here?
Yeah,
right.
And that's apologizing for her kids. Why are you apologizing? That was great. I mean, so long as you don't actually mind us talking about absolutely disgusting and depraved things while your kids are around, because we can't be stopped.
There is that. Yes, there is that. Hey, boss of the house, if you want to turn off the big light, do that. If you feel like it.
Yeah, you can put AIDS in some sexy mood lighting if you like.
Actually, let's put AIDS in some sexy mood lighting, boss of the house.
That's fine.
There you go. You can see me.
That's nice. That's nice.
I like it. Everyone likes it. Everyone thinks. Everyone goes. Everyone's go. Bit like that. I know Mega Leech is but he's holding on to it. Dave isn't even pretending to hide it anymore, and Angry, well, he gave up that fight years ago.
I don't know why I just noticed this, but this is Beardy Man live stream, which I'm totally on board for.
Yeah, it is.
Every
too,
live
isn't
stream
it?
pretty soon is going to be
This is Beardy Man live stream. There should be more of it.
There will be.
There will be.
There has to be. There has to be. There must be.
After this lockdown, the beards are going to be.
Oh yeah, we're going to have like a beard growing competition. But Mega Leech is already looking fucking awesome. Quite honestly.
I know, right?
Honestly,
I know.
I've got more. I'm just saying.
Well, I was coming on thinking, feeling pretty confident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was coming on going, I got beard. I'm doing beard. And then I seen Mega Leech and going, I'm not doing beard. Who's pretending here, mate? Who's fucking having a go? Who's woken up this morning with a fucking joke in his heart?
What I'm going for is a coronavirus mask.
Yes.
It's not quite long enough yet.
It's functional.
Yeah.
I love it. It's functional. It's beautiful.
Damn,
I had a haircut and a beard trim like 2 weeks ago, just before I started working from home. Because I thought, fuck it, I'm not getting to someone who can actually trim shit for 6 months. Because we haven't had lockdown yet, but I reckon in the next week we're just getting, you know what? We need to have a really fucking unilateral lockdown to preserve our medical services, and everything's going to shut. I went to Dan Murphy's today, but I didn't panic buy. I only bought 2 things, which I think
Went to Dan Murphy's and didn't panic buy. Fucking Dan Murphy's is the alcohol sales place. People of other countries, alcohol sales, panic buying alcohol. For Christ's sake, how do you panic buy alcohol?
But they have limits. I don't know if you know this. They had a limit on the maximum you can buy is 6 bottles of spirits or 2 packs of premix or probably 2 slabs of beer, 6 bottles of wine or whatever. But I only bought 2. I only bought 2 bottles of spirits. And that's partly because they didn't. I looked at my selection and I thought I might run out of silver tequila. So I bought another bottle of tequila. I thought I might run out of maraschino cherry liqueur. So I bought another bottle of maraschino liqueur. And that's coming back. That's what we want. We want to see Annette again.
That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted all the time. Hello, Annette. Who's come back? Greetings to you, Madam Mazel. How are you?
I just thought, Annette being worried about the kids, which we all think is great. Who remembers the all-time greatest video from about 2 years ago of the dude who was like the South Korea correspondent for the BBC, who was doing the webcam, and his kid walked in going da 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 da, and then the baby walked in the stroller like a Dalek, and then the mum came in, sort of crawling across the floor, trying to physically grab the kids and drag them out, which was brilliant. They got interviewed this week because it's a couple of years later, so the kids are a couple of years older. Basically like, hey, how are you coping with working? You're like the most famous work-at-home dad in the world because this webcam chat.
That's brilliant.
It was brilliant because the kids are now like the girl who was the one who walked in going, she's about 5 now. And the boy who was in like a walker thing coming out like a Dalek, he's about 3 now, so he can walk. And
cute.
With the mum and dad and the 2 kids, and they're trying to talk, and the kids are just going,
The Asian nanny got them out.
I think it was the mum, actually.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I was going to say, David's saying Boris Johnson's got COVID-19. Are you for fucking real? Has Boris Johnson been confirmed? Oh my God.
No fucking way.
Hang on,
David Hill, is that just scuttlebutt or is that a real thing?
I don't know. I've got to look it up. Looking up news sites. Fuck me.
That would be fucking hilarious.
People are cockheads. Wait, no, I'm just going to look up Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. I have had a couple of cocktails, and I can't.
Boris Johnson is self-isolating after testing positive. Business Insider Australia.
Wow.
No.
Oh,
fucking way.
Fuck me.
No
Boris
fucking
Johnson,
way.
Morning Herald says Boris Johnson tested positive. Fuck me.
Because he's still the Prime Minister, right? He's
It's
still
a
Prime
rich
Minister, yeah?
person. Look,
British.
it's a rich person's virus. It gets the rich
That's
first.
awesome.
Oh my God! All the news from Melbourne and Sydney is all the rich people who had fucking holidays in Aspen, where there was a major outbreak, have come back to Australia and infected all the rich suburbs in Melbourne and Sydney. So all the rich fuckers are giving each other the run. But Boris fucking Johnson, Jesus. Sorry, I'm getting so overexcited about this.
That is awesome.
Yeah, well, Prince
no, it's
Charles has
not.
got
That's
it,
terrible.
and Yeah, but think about it, guys. Like Prince Charles has got it, Archduke of Austria's got it, and the Prince of Monaco's got it.
Trump fucking got it.
Who?
Trump has been surrounded by people for weeks who have he's had so much contact with people who have tested positive. It's just
He's got it.
possible. It's not possible that Trump doesn't have coronavirus. But fuck me. Fuck me. Boris Johnson's tested positive. Fuck me. Oh my God.
I wonder if it'll be one of those situations in both cases of Boris, and let's just say Trump's got it right. We don't know if he has, but let's just say.
We don't.
I wonder if it's one of those situations where now that they've got it, they can basically be put in a bed and out of the way of the actual medical people who can stop it.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
Possibly.
Getting out of the way of people who know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Because we've had some very strange goings on here in Australia. We've had government announcements on a Sunday, which we never have. And it's basically, for the first week or so, it was all just random shit coming out of ScoMo's head. And then after that, next to him was Chief Medical Officer, Deputy Chief Medical Officer, and it started to get a bit more structured. And you're going to do this, we're going to do that, you're going to do this. And then the economic stimuli got announced. And you could see ScoMo was through gritted teeth going, we're going to give poor people money. But, effectively, I just wonder, because, okay, so what happened was they elbowed him out of the way because he was a fuck up. They saw he was a fuck up. Nothing good was happening. Get out the fucking way and we might not die. I love
that Dan Andrews is just going his own way.
Yeah, no, Dan Andrews is shit. Dan Andrews has got it together.
Yeah, he got on with it. It's just like, no, screw you lot. I'm doing what I have to do to protect the people.
I'm very happy with Dan Andrews' work. I feel a lot better about being in fucking Melbourne than I do about being in a lot of other. In fact, you know what? All this year and end of last year, when all this bad shit was going down, Dan Andrews kept on making right fucking decisions, not fucked decisions. Yeah. And I felt a lot more comfortable about, getting up and going. What disappointed me was when we had that interlude of the state Liberal government and the fucking federal Liberal government is we've had a lot of shops close. You just can't avoid it. You go through all the strip malls in all the suburbs and you see shop after shop after shop. It's just got paper up or black plastic in the windows because it's closed. Because there's just the economy is just in such a fucking shambles. I saw that in Melbourne, and I've seen all the homeless people and going, oh, we fucked it here. And then I was having discussions with my brothers who live in different cities, and no. Try looking at Sydney. Apparently it's a fucking disaster there. Like it's virtually on the verge of social collapse, which is a big call. That's a big fucking call, So anyway, look, I'm actually kind of happy with the way Dan Andrews is treating this. I'm kind of happy with the way, because that they told all the Melbourne doctors, you're doing it all by phone. All the consults are by phone now.
We've been doing them by phone.
If you need scripts, tell them. We'll get them to them. But no, they're not to come in unless it's really, really necessary. And it's effectively just a quick once-over before they get sent off to the hospital. Don't send people to hospital if you can. In Melbourne, they're setting up fracture clinics. So if you break a bone, they can basically take you there, set you up, and
That's a good idea.
put you in a short stay while they put a set and plaster your bone, and then get as fast as possible so that more beds and staff are freed up. And they're trying to do that with a lot of other things. Anyway, look, it goes on and on and on and on. Unfortunately, it doesn't go on and on and on in other states, and it doesn't go on and on and on federally. And let's look at one little thing here. The NBN, yeah? How much easier would it have been to do video fucking medicine if we had finished the NBN? Just a thought. Just a thought.
I was thinking, Frank just said in the chat, if he goes out for 15, 20 minutes, get food and Corona beer, we will still be here when he gets back. Are we going to commit to be here? When, yeah.
Well,
I will.
Commit. Yeah, I'll commit. I'll do the thing.
I'll commit. You got to teach me another cocktail, though.
We're committing, Frank. So you go get food and Corona beer. But yes, actually, you make a super fucking important point. If the Libs hadn't been in a position to absolutely nobble the NBN, how much better would things be? And that's an important point. Oh, Annette's doggies come back.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, I know, and it is definitely right to blame Abbott specifically, the LNP generally, and Turnbull personally for nobbling the fucking NBN. But there's also the element of Labor fucked up the rollout of it, and Stephen Conroy alienated Telstra too much, so they did a go slow. And if
I remember him.
Yeah, Labor lost the election. If the NBN had rolled out enough to make it impossible for the Libs to nobble it, we'd all be better off. But because Conroy alienated Telstra so much, that it did go slow, and the rollout of his version of the NBN hadn't progressed very much when Labor lost office, so the Liberals were able to nobble it. So yes, the Liberals are fucking shitheads, but Conroy also bears some weight because he was so egotistical and pissed off Telstra. The whole rollout wasn't sufficiently advanced to stop the LNP from nobbling it. So I'll always be fucking annoyed at Conroy for being as much of a jerk as he was.
That was around the time that that mate of Stilgarian's got sacked by Telstra for pretending to be Stephen Conroy, I think. Not pretending, but had did he have? Oh no, I think I've got drunk memory.
That's okay. Drunk memory is the best memory, Annette.
It is.
Stephen Conroy was misrepresented a few different times by emails that were purported to be from him that weren't. There were directions from Stephen Conroy, the minister, to tell Telstra to do stuff that wasn't him. And it was a bit of a clusterfuck. They said things like hacked. It wasn't hacked. It was just basically they got in and used the right header. It was clearly what it was someone in Parliament House was fuck-assing around with header paper and sending it over to Telstra. And what they were surprised to find was that Telstra actually did what the email said, and they kept going. And clearly it was someone from the LNP, and clearly it became strategic after a while. Conroy couldn't do much about it because he would look like a fuckwit either way, and they had to just reset everything. It was at a pretty sticky time. Conroy was also told, and I hear what Angry's saying, and I understand what Angry's saying. Conroy was also told by Rudd to basically cut up Telstra's power. So Conroy was antagonistic toward Telstra because he was supposed to be cutting Telstra off at the knees. I think that was a stupid decision. I think that was a negative decision because, you know, at the end of the day, the Australian public still owns 51% of Telstra. So it doesn't fucking matter what you know, Telstra says and does. The government still says jump, go, run, hoop, do what you need. So I think that was a fuck up. The NBN was a wonderful idea. The NBN was a wonderful thing. If it can ever get finished, it will make Australia's industry work well. I'm hoping that this lockdown will show the government of Australia that we need the NBN, because this is why we need the NBN. This is the business case for the NBN. This is what the NBN is about. I
think you'll find that what they'll do is instead go ahead with 5G wireless technology, because that's fast enough that we don't need wired NBN if we're all on 5G.
That is what gave us coronavirus, Mega Leech. 5G is spreading the coronavirus. It's like some cockhead looked up the word corona in the dictionary and saw it had a meaning that was about shimmering light, and they've tied it to fire. Oh my God, the fucking lunatics!
That's a real one.
Lunatics who have decided that coronavirus is being distributed via 5G. It's just like, oh my God, I just want you to.
Is that it? Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm guessing.
Okay. You know, I did my thesis on conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what you get is like, you know how you get fanfic where they have crossovers.
Yes.
Like this is a crossover.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a crossover between your average tinfoil hat kind of. They're coming for my mind control.
Yeah.
And a crossover between that and the news being coronavirus, but also there's a conspiracy theory that it's obviously deliberate by the shady fuckers who run the world, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can say Illuminati, you can say baby eating. Who are those guys? Bohemian Grove. You can say all those guys.
Yep.
Yeah. But don't go thinking that they don't believe it, because they really do.
Oh yeah. Like the QAnon crowd. QAnon crowd are fucking astonishing with the.
I haven't gotten into those ones.
Oh, QAnon are great. QAnon, they make every other conspiracy theory that has ever happened to humanity look like nothing in comparison to conspiracy theory. Yeah. They sprang out of the fucking Pizzagate kitty pedo thing. It comes to the idea. There's a person who's calling himself Q, who's deep inside the government somewhere, who's saying Donald Trump is actually going to save us all from the evil, satanic, pedophile cabal that's the Democratic Party and the Hollywood elite, and they are fucking insane. They are just so far divorced from reality. It is absolutely astonishing. But it's the most amazing conspiracy theory ever.
I need to read about this.
Oh yeah, if you want to really hurt your brain, Annette, just go into Google and go QAnon conspiracy. And
I had ambitions of doing a PhD, so I do like hurting my brain.
One of my favorite things in the world is when I hear Americans, particularly Americans, talk about the Illuminati, the New World Order.
My favorites.
The something else. I don't know what else.
Deep State.
It'll come to me. Sorry?
Deep State.
Oh, probably Deep State, but particularly New World Order, and particularly in Illuminati. And what I have to tell them is, you do know, of course, you're late. You do know, of course, it's been and gone. You do know, of course, the New World Order happened, and it's still going, and it's America, because the New World Order was about having a nation where people were ruled not by kings and priests, but by themselves. Because if you think about all the other European nations, they were all parts of monarchies and clerico monarchies that basically meant that gods and kings told you what to do. And there were these group of enlightened thinkers that wanted a place where gods and kings did not tell you what to do. And so this was the big conspiracy from the Illuminati to have the New World Order, where you could basically, we the people could rule we the people. And it worked. They got it done. It happened. And it fucking makes me laugh my ass out when they say, oh, the New World Order is trying to do this and that. It's like, no, they're trying to do that. It's under glass. You can see it. It was signed by all the people you revere. They were the Illuminati. Guys, you're late. This, we're going to stop the Illuminati. Well, dude, you should have got up earlier. And
you know that the Illuminati was blamed for the French Revolution.
Oh yeah. I know they were blamed for the French Revolution, but they weren't around at that time. Or they were around, but they were in no, they were finished by that time, because there were two Illuminatis. There was the one in Germany and there was the one over in America. And by the time the French Revolution started, there wasn't one. They were finished. They were done. Yeah. So it's just, it's always amazing. I used to go to uni with American exchange students, and I'd sit them down and talk about the New World Order and explain that your New World Order was the thing that made America. And remember that America was new. The form of government in America was new. And that's why it's such an odd form. It's a very distrustful form of government. Rightly so, they're very proud of the democracy, but it's a democracy where the proper people can turn around and say, no, you voted for the wrong people. We don't think you've chosen the right president. We're changing your mind for you. It's basically a system where it's very difficult to get rid of incumbents. It's an odd kind of democracy. It works and it bumps along, and it has a lot of good spirit, and it has a lot of can do. It's got a lot of deep economic base. It's got a lot of industry. It's got a lot of water. There's water everywhere in the US. So you've got food resources, which means you've got population,
Compared to
which
here,
means you've
yeah.
got oh yeah, which means you've got ideas. If you've got population, you've got ideas, and you've got excellence in Mathematica and in science. So if you've got that stuff going for you, you get to have all the toys. They better pull a finger out of their ass because you can only live off the moonshot for so long. You've got to do more science again if you want the toys.
They're about to go
think
down
about
the toilet, I'm afraid. I hate to
well,
say
think
it.
about everything they've got, and think about where it came from. And it all came from basically Cold War technology building.
I think it actually came a bit earlier than that.
I'm
I
just
think
going through a little voice through it. You keep continuing.
in my thesis,
basically, yeah.
in my thesis, which by the way was a fourth year thesis, not like a PhD or anything. But my argument was that it was that conspiracy theories, and they were 3 American ones, that they are religious based and therefore appeal to the religious mind. When I did Timothy McVeigh as part of it, and he wasn't religious at all. He tried joining religions, but they just didn't stick with him. That there is a certain structure, a narrative structure within the Judeo-Christian faith that brings this out, and so that's why we find these narratives of the end of the world that are so often, when you look at the bare bones of them, quite similar. Yeah, but I want another cocktail. So
yeah, which is fair enough too. But
I'm wondering,
at the same time, yeah, go on.
I'm wondering what Grand Marnier also goes with. But I had it with this before, and then I've got lime flavor margarita mix.
Okay, that might work. Lime and orange with margarita. Margarita be sweet.
You know what? I'll just go make myself another sidecar, but I'm going to make it bigger this time. I'm going to make it like this.
Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work for you.
A side
Okay.
Yeah.
Senpai, I need help. I'm gonna make a sidecar, but it's going to be all out of whack because I don't have a lot of Grand Marnier left.
No, that's okay. You just have to do like some of the Grand Marnier, some of the other stuff. Fuck, I don't know. I was going to make myself another cocktail, but then I went, yeah, no, actually, because brain no work good no more. Angry fall over, go wee wees.
Got some wet socks there, Andrew.
Yeah. It's like, oh, angry no ain't good. Where is wee wees? Oh, no.
I need to go find myself some lemon, I think.
Yeah, no, a bit of lemon juice is just a good offset. When you're making cocktails, some sort of offset to the booze, whether it be fruit juice or sugar syrup or something, is a nice offset. But I actually lost track of how many cocktails I made tonight, which means I made the right amount, really, because I don't.
You did make the right amount. I've lost how many.
Will that be all right? I'll put a bit of soda water in. Will that work?
What are you asking? And then she fucking disappeared. I don't know what's going on. There goes the doggy as well.
All right. So, Dave Bloomstein, tell me stuff, man.
Oh, we've been
What are you
holding
working on?
What am I working on? All right. Well, I'm working on something very important, which is a music video about teaching my daughter that when she needs to go wee, she should go rather than hold it.
Nice.
Booyah.
Awesome.
That's
I
what I'm
like
working on.
Dave did released a cartoon about proper COVID-19 behavior. I saw it on the Facebook. And
Are you following me?
Yeah.
Well, then you
yeah,
have to.
little
You have to. You
explainer
have to
type
brush the
thing.
book.
I'm just going to mute this microphone because I don't know what's happening in her house until she comes back to the camera. Oh, she's back. That was quick. Sorry. What have you got in your hands there, Annette?
Okay. I got these.
Soda.
Oh, I had one of those little skull glass. Yes, nice.
Yeah, from Halloween.
Yes.
And I got some soda water.
Yeah, throw a bit of soda water in there.
And that.
That
Lemon juice.
lemon juice. Yeah.
And I got also lime for margarita thing.
Yeah, throw some lemon, lime, soda, and tequila in there, and you've got yourself a beverage.
Well, yeah.
Strictly Sager's been watching new episodes of Bluey with the kids.
Oh yeah,
Just
I've been doing
sounds
that
like a
too.
good time.
It's a great
That's
time.
a lot of lemon. That's really strong.
Yes, you put in a lot of lemon.
We now put in a lot of bits.
You got to balance it. That's the big thing. You got to have balance. Dottie's saying she takes spare socks when visiting a partner because his housemate has. Oh no, that's bad. You're taking spare socks in case you stand in pee in the toilet. I think that's what Dottie's talking about. That's
Who's standing in pee?
You know what? I've had a situation that caused a lot of aggro in my house, where we had someone here that dribbled on the floor, and I have a compromised immune system, and boss of the house lost his fucking mind, and the individual involved was very nearly banished to never return. And
What did they do?
yeah, it was very awkward. Quite some
What did
time.
they do?
Piddled on the floor of the toilet. Piddled on the floor of the toilet.
I see.
No.
They missed the bowl, basically. Just missed the
Yeah.
bowl. And
Well, we've all been there.
didn't clean it up. I've all been there, but what you do is you clean it up straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I just remembered?
You don't just
A thing that happened in high school, where the teacher in the art lab found someone had peed in a bottle and put it on a shelf. And she's accusing all the boys, saying it must have been one of you. And we went, hey, it might have been a girl with really good aim. Okay?
yes.
Or a funnel.
Or a funnel. Yes.
Hey,
Girls do not
Absolutely
walk around with
bloody
funnels on them. But they
They
should.
do if they go
they
to
do.
music festivals. It's the thing that various ladies I've known who spend like 5 days at a music festival, they have this funnel thing that they attach downstairs so they can stand up to pee. And
Yeah, get them off Wish or Alibaba or one of those.
exactly,
Yeah.
pee funnels. And that's an actual real
Yeah.
It's been a long time
'Cause
since
you-
I've been to festivals, but I remember needing them. In fact,
Yeah.
should I say this funnel webcam thingy?
In front of
My
your child.
doctor banned me from the big day out because, there were problems after the big day out every damn year because I couldn't, the queues
Yeah.
were too long.
No, there's always problems. There is
Yeah.
always problems.
Look. Zoe's
Oh
here.
God, Dottie is just telling me the worst stories. If the partner's housemates likes to let the pee mellow so it stinks. Oh my God, that's absolutely. It's like if it's brown, flush it down. If it's
If
yellow,
it's yellow,
let
let
it
it
mellow. No, flush it all. Flush it all. I'm so concerned by that.
I first saw that on a Greenpeace toilet.
Yeah.
If it's brown, let it drown.
Fucking green tea.
Shitty. I said shit.
Yeah, silly.
I said
She's not my child.
no,
Huh?
I didn't mean it racially.
Stop calling me. What? Stop calling me mum. Oh fuck! No one
I've,
Okay. I love you. I love you, sweetie. It's just that you were saying outrageous things.
I didn't mean it in the way it sounded.
No, it sounded that way though. Yeah. That's not good.
Mm.
Oh no, Dottie. Dottie is just telling the worst stories. If it's brown, you should drink more water. Yes, that's dehydration is a
true
real
story. True story.
Mm.
If it's green, lay off the asparagus.
See this here?
Yeah, lay off the asparagus, Megaleech. That's a good one. Yeah.
Mhm.
My
Can you see this here?
No,
Yeah, what are you drinking?
This is
It's
water with
slow.
Barocca in it.
Very similar.
What I've got here,
I got upset about shit. I got upset about you saying shit. We're very confused over here.
I know, Annette. It seems
And
very
embarrassed.
confusing in your house.
And now we're confused about what we're embarrassed about.
Yeah, yeah. But
Oh, Shady. Oh, no, she's disappeared into the pillows.
the fun thing with Barocca and similar products is what color it makes you go your pee. Because if you forgot, you're
Absolutely.
drinking something like Barocca or one of the related products, and you go peeing, and your pee is fluorescent, and it can be really disconcerting.
fluorescent.
What the fuck?
And so
Very nutritious.
It's kind of like it's
Okay.
when I go,
Can you cope now? Are you coping? Oh, okay, no problem.
green, and if you drink a lot of it, you get drunk and forget you've been drinking green beer, and then you go to pee, and the pee is green, and your drunk brain just freaks out and goes like, "Where's my pee
Yeah.
green?"
Have you been drinking a lot of Stone's green ginger wine?
No, beer with green food coloring in it.
Dottie has some
Oh,
good
Yeah,
stuff.
St. Patrick's Day
Right.
beer.
Oh, my ex used to drink not your he used to drink half draft, I think, with Stone's green ginger wine.
Stone's
It was
green
actually pretty
ginger
good.
mm,
It was
Stone's
actually pretty good.
Stone's green ginger is a big rock and roll drink in Australia. God,
Mm.
Dottie, you're telling
Yeah.
the worst stories. You're more concerned about the mice running around the kitchen and dildos the housemate keeps leaving in the bathroom. I truly appreciate the color you're bringing to the conversation, Dottie. That is,
Does that mean he's washing them at least?
I have no
If
idea.
they're being left in the bathroom?
I know people like this, Dave. They don't wash, mate. They wash
No.
just before they use. And they, I remember having one flatmate who insisted on wiping his behind on the wet towel that he just finished using. And then the wet towel would end up somewhere on the floor in the house with a massive skidder on it.
At least he
and
didn't
we're
go back on the
talking-
rack.
We're talking. effectively there was no rack. You basically had to take it back to yours. Yeah. And we
told
just
you that there was
in the end basically said you've got to move out. The guy had this habit of putting rotten food in the fridge
go find her and brush her.
because that way he could leave it there before bin day and it wouldn't smell bad. And we were just, and this on and on and on and on. And it was like, dude, you gotta go because you're a health hazard and an asshole. He was genuinely surprised when we kicked him out of the house. He was genuinely surprised. It's like you leave your toilet paper towels on the floor. Why is this a surprise that you're being thrown out of this house? How does this not compute to you that you've got to go? So yeah, he turned up his nose and sniffed and said, well, in that case you can't have me, and left. He was gone in a day. And the hilarious thing was he couldn't get another place to live for 3 months because no one would have him. He had to eventually get a
Besides your horrible stories,
Pardon?
Dottie's just saying. Besides your horrible stories, Dottie's saying her partner's flatmate showers with his boyfriend, and they also go to the toilet together, and they still don't understand why nobody wants to fucking live with them. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Look, I've had a good sword fight with a lot of people.
I'm sure.
Gay and straight guys.
Yes.
But you've got to end up in the bowl. You can't just, careen around the place. You've got to have directed control, or otherwise, there's not a sword fight. It's just fucking what?
Yeah. I mean,
I just go freehand.
Yeah. In a shared house when I was at college, was a place that had like 6 bedrooms, so we had a lot of different friends. One of the housemates, her boyfriend worked like with national parks, so we would get weird animals in the house. He would bring native animals that had been rescued, and like I walked in one time, and one of the housemates is going woo woo woo, and everyone said, "Don't worry, she's got a bat in her bra," and I'm going, "Fucking fine, I don't care."
Good. That's right.
And she actually had a bat under her shirt, a little bat that was crawling out, and I was just like, I don't care. I don't want to know. Fuck, I'm going to my room. Bat
That's
in her
cute.
bra.
If you've got a bat thing going on,
Is that how we end up with COVID-19?
Pepsi, Corona. Jesus Christ, Frank, what are you doing? Frank says he has Corona, Guinness, and Red Stripe. And I know Frank's a madman because I've hung out with him a little bit. When I visited London, it's probably twice in the last 10 years I've managed to visit London and hang out with Frank. But fucking 4 Corona, 4 Guinness, and 2 Red Stripe. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Frank's just fucking playing it hard right there.
What sort of a cocktail does that make?
A scary one. A scary one, quite honestly. Frank took me around to a bunch of fucking London pubs. I don't know. We just had a good time. We just walked through Hyde Park. We walked past one of the residences. It was where I guess it was officially Wills and Kate's residence, which is in Hyde Park or something. I don't know. It's fucking weird, but we did a lot of sort of going around to different bars, buying ciders from off licenses and walking through parks. It's just like, I'm not saying Frank's a madman, but he's a madman. But although
he doesn't mix them all together.
He didn't join me when I went to visit Mistress Cleo, who's a friend I had on Twitter, who's a dominatrix. She's an Aussie who has a dominatrix practice in London. And I had a chicken dinner with Mistress Cleo, completely above board. But
Is that a euphemism?
No.
I haven't heard of a chicken dinner.
On an edge, but because her flat was where she brought in clients, there was a St. Andrew's cross, and she showed me her dildo collection. She does a bunch of strap-on stuff with dudes, and it ranged from the sort of first timer introduction, which was pretty small, through to a particular device she referred to as Cockzilla. And it was just, oh my God, I'm just like sitting here having a chicken dinner in the same room where Mistress Cleo wears a strap on and absolutely fucking Rogers dudes. And it's like, oh my God.
Cockzilla is one end of the spectrum, and at the other end, it's chicken dinner.
Yeah. I was just chicken dinner, but other dudes go there to get Cockzilla, which I'm not fucking joking, was really prodigious. But as Mistress Cleo told me, it's all in the hips. It's
Yeah, in there.
Absolutely.
and I just thought it was
Absolutely.
funny.
It's all in here.
She's an Aussie in London, fucking pegging upper class dudes. So basically, whenever I was pissed off about something that happened in England, I just messaged Miss Cleo and say, "Can you fucking just really fucking Roger some dude and say this is from Angry Aussie?"
Oh my.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. I did have.
I'm thinking of doing.
I had a full English with Frank at the fucking work site, and that bastard me could not actually finish the full English, but skinny bastard Frank just fucking demolished it.
What is the full English?
Full
full English
is like fucking sausage and beans. And
Full
bacon.
English breakfast. You're talking about the
Oh,
full English breakfast, okay?
It's like a continental with beans or something, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, Frank took me into
Yeah,
like to the work site where everyone who's going out for a long day's work would have this really fucking high calorie full English breakfast, and I didn't finish it, but Frank fucking demolished it. But it was good. It was good, but I was kind of full. But Frank just absolutely demolished it. I like Phil. Phil Soodle likes It's All in the Hips. It is. It's like
Oh, it's all in here, Phil.
Mistress Cleo says, "How do you actually fucking Roger some dude? He's never been Rogered before. It's all in the hips."
Yeah, do it down under.
All in the hips.
I just found it really hilarious to have an Aussie chick in London doing strap-ons with all these upper-class fucking English guys. I just thought it was hilarious. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well,
They're balancing
what
out
they
their
say.
energies.
Yeah.
They're balancing out their
what they
energies.
say is
What was that, AZ?
what do you give the man with lots and lots of power more power?
Yeah.
Being dominated just gives you even that more control.
Yeah.
And these guys come out totally fresh and kings of their own domain.
There was a movie.
Mind you, I have seen somebody complain about the size of the welts they've got. This is not a centimeter, Val. This is half a centimeter. This is not high enough at all. You did not hit me hard enough at all. No, I'm very unhappy. I'm very unhappy with your work and service. I will not be recommending you. Really, man.
There was a
Sure.
movie from like 20 years ago. Oh, even more. I looked it up. It's from 1987. Oh my God, I'm so fucking old. This movie's from 33 years ago, called Personal Services.
Services.
Julie Walters, famous English actress. She's playing the madam of some brothel, and it's based on a real person. The movie's called Personal Service. And the funny thing is when she had the tax department after her, and she was really pissed off because they wanted to declare income. And there's this bit in the movie where she's got some dude like tied up to a rack and she's whipping him. Someone says, "Madam, you have to come out and do this." And she sees it's like this letter from the tax department saying we're going to come after you for VAT. And she's really pissed off. And she just walks back into this guy with a whip and whips him across the ass. And so goes, "And that's for the VAT." And he goes, "Oh, how did you know I was in the tax department?"
That's for the Inland Revenue.
Because the guys who were into being subjected to BDSM were all in the Tory party and were all in the fucking government and all in the public service. They were all really
There's
powerful.
nothing I like more than a little telling off from Nanny.
Exactly,
Mhm.
right? Who's the guy, Jacob Mog Reese, who's a fucking fruitcake from the fucking Tory party now, who always talks about Nanny would do these things for me. Yes, and it's like, dude, you've been fucking pegged with a strap-on so many times. But it's like, David thinks
On that
But
note,
what are you going to do?
I
What
don't know.
are you going to do?
Oh god, it's after.
Oh, well, I
11.
know what I do is I
Yeah.
cry and
Yes.
say, "Please stop! You're ripping me apart."
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, David
And I
talked
look for a weapon.
Frank, what was in the
Did I
full
tell you?
because I don't think I really got into black pudding. I had a taste. Black pudding is blood sausage, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've tried it. It's actually not bad.
It's okay.
I wouldn't order it, but
So Frank's saying Scottish is red pudding, Irish is white pudding, so English is black pudding. It's like black pudding, sausage, bacon, beans, hash brown. It's like a plate that would fucking sink the Titanic. Quite honestly,
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's just a big. It's got everything you can think of with breakfast on it. It's wonderful.
And where Frank took me was his work site, so it was absolutely no nonsense, no bullshit. Have a fucking huge plate of calories to see you through the day.
Yeah. Was it very hard physical work they were doing?
They were council workers basically, so it was a whole spectrum of work.
Working, they're walking all day.
Yeah, it was
picking up.
actually being active all day, and it was a whole range of
Yeah.
work. So it was a council work site. I couldn't have gone in there by myself. Frank took me in because he was working there, and so yeah, we were at this council work site having a real fucking workman breakfast, and Frank's laughing at me because I can't finish it because it's a plate of about 10,000 calories.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god!
it's
it's
not
like-
the kind of thing you can put in a doggy bag.
No takeaways. You got to clean your fucking plate or be mocked by everyone.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Clean it up or don't come back, you weakest piss. This world was
David-
won by Cockney warriors, not weakest piss food leave.
Dave's working on some art.
Oh, hello.
yeah.
Dave,
Right now.
That's
art
fucking
is
awesome.
good. Oh,
I'm
God,
loving
nice.
the pixelized version of Dave.
Yeah.
Pixel art.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
beautiful. Oh my
Yes.
god!
This is what I'm up to.
Yes.
Oh, it almost looks like Friendship Park, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
hey.
Oh, wait, what's happening now? Oh god,
Oh.
we're in the public toilet in the park.
That's right.
Oh, thumbs up! Yes,
She's gone to the toilet. It's very nice. We're very happy. And then we just got to wait for it to happen. And that's when the guitar break in the song happens.
No.
Yeah, we just have the solo while we wait for her to have a wee. And then when she finally goes, we have an explosion of rainbows.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so good.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
oh,
There we go. That's the big exciting.
yeah.
Yes.
That's the spirit of urine
Yes.
finally happening.
Yeah,
This is what it sounds like
absolutely,
when
man.
I don't know if it will. I don't know if you'll hear it.
I'm wondering what video you're going to make when you have to explain the birds and the bees.
Yeah. Possibly one that
Okay.
doesn't go.
Frank's actually refreshing my memory. Where he took me was on Imperial College in the city of London. I could have actually gone in alone and got a takeaway. It is a workers' canteen, but technically I could have gone in and got takeaway. But I kind of felt special because Frank was taking me in, and I could sit down and have breakfast with all the workers in Imperial College. It's like right in the middle of London. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've only got to hang out with Frank like twice in the last. I've had 2 trips to London in the last 10 years, and we got to hang out both times. Yeah, it's one of those things. And I'm not saying Frank wussed out when he wouldn't go to Mistress Cleo's house for chicken dinner, but I don't know. Frank wussed out and he wouldn't go to Mistress Cleo's house for good chicken dinner. Chicken dinner.
Did he have a partner with him?
I don't know.
Because sometimes it can be a little bit embarrassing to take a partner with someone, or she usually. Or he,
Well,
you
you're
know,
having
someone.
chicken dinner and having a nice chat, and there's a St Andrew's cross in the corner where she normally fucking ties guys up and whips and Rogers them. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
cool. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having chicken and veg. I'm not paying attention
But
to
see,
dungeon.
how many times have I had to go to dinner, and I'm sitting in the dining room and there's a crucifix on the wall near me, like pointing out that it's about to either spin around many times and catch fire, or just catch fire, or jump off the wall and try and stab me. I mean, that's unsettling too.
Yeah. It's like going into a church
To
or a
me.
cathedral and worrying that the ceiling's going to collapse in on you because of the unspeakable evil that just arrived.
Mm. Yes, I think this one's had the penis. Yeah.
But that's my favorite thing about England. English people don't understand that they are surrounded by centuries, if not millennia, of history. And us poor proles in Australia, if a white man's construction is 100 years old, we think it's real
antique. My old man has a real problem with this.
Like you're in an English village, and the pub
refuses
is 100 years old. And it's absolutely...
My old man refuses to go to Australian antique shops because he says, how fucking antique can it be? It's only 200 years old, if that. And it's basically just wooden shit that didn't rot. You can fuck off with your antique and call me back in 1,000 years. Okay.
The chat, Frank is actually telling the truth. I didn't tell him what Mistress Cleo did for a gig. I just said, I'm going to dinner with a friend. And he said, oh, you go. And afterwards, Mistress Cleo, if I remember rightly, Frank, Mistress Cleo did say hi to you on Twitter and said, oh, why didn't you come? And then he kind of looked at Mistress Cleo's Twitter stream and went, oh, okay.
Why didn't he come? Because he didn't go there.
Exactly, right? Exactly. But I remember in England, one of the places we went to was one of the many locations that they used for Harry Potter. It was like a 300 or 400-year-old cathedral. And there's this little village where everything is super old. And there was a cathedral where they got some Harry Potter stuff. But also in there was this little Catholic church that they didn't shoot Harry Potter in. And I went in and there was the local historical society people were in there. And I was just having a chat with them. And this was like a fuck knows how many 100 years old Catholic church. When was Henry VIII around? Because they just really casually told me, you see the stone column there that's got all these divots cut out of it. That was Henry VIII's men who were trying to get rid of Catholics, and they came here and they thought they had swords and they thought they'd break the church down, and they hacked at this stone column for a while. But a stone column is pretty resistant to swords. And they didn't get very far and they gave up and left. There's these stone columns with all these, and someone's just really casually telling me, oh yeah, that was Henry VIII's men who did that. And I'm like, get fucked? Really? And I've just stumbled in. It's just on this laneway in this village. And they just went, oh yeah, Henry VIII's Roundheads came here and tried to fuck things up. But then it was more difficult than they imagined, so they just left. And I'm just standing there going, for real, all these divots in this column were made by Henry VIII's men. What the fuck? And my mind was just blown by this. And the local people were just like, oh, no, it's just how it is, you know. It's just how it is. And I'm like, Jesus, you people have no idea. We grew up in Australia. And yes, if you go somewhere like, if you go to the Never Never, if you go to Arnhem Land, and you realize you're in things like some of the cave paintings are thousands to tens of thousands of years old.
Megaleech, please stop throwing things around, mate. It's fucking very disturbing. You know.
Look, oh my God, it's fucking 11:30. Okay, when Dave and Megaleech come back, Megaleech is back. I don't know where Dave's gone. I want to say
he's probably rendering his gig and he's back in a minute. Dave works late anyway. Don't worry about it.
I think maybe his video made him need to go to the toilet. So
he might have, yeah. I'm just wondering if I've got any other fucking Dave Blumenstein art. Don't think I do. I've got that one.
We've got a heap.
Cartoon.
I should probably.
Okay, do a thing. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to do a screen share. You have to pick which voice is me and which voice is AZ, because we're both in this. I'm going to look up Naked Fella. Be a man.
Man.
Here it is. Man. Association. I'm going to play this video. Oh, Jesus. What the fuck? Okay.
That was the time code to start the video.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to share this because this is really good. But you have to pick which voice is me and which voice is AZ. I got to do the Chrome tab. Share screen. Be a man. Okay. Let's do this. Do it full screen. Be a man.
As a member of the finest police force in the Southern Hemisphere, you are kind, caring, friendly. But there are those who take advantage of your good nature. They're called criminals, and they want to be your mate. When you're a cop, association with criminals is a not good thing.
Not a good thing.
What you are indebted to them is highly questionable.
When he said coppers getting free tonight, I should have said no way.
Getting a tap done at a bikie clubhouse might be fun and affordable, but it's wrong.
When he offered to shoot me up with a controlled substance, I should have asked where he got it.
So what
should I do if I find myself in questionable company?
Observe what your new friends are doing. Watch what you say around them.
And then the sergeant says, no, the Major Confrontations Unit is taking down the Japanese clubhouse next Wednesday.
That's very interesting. Good that they are engaged in criminal activity.
Not a Japuza, eh?
No. And finally, stay away. Remember the example of Jerome, the police in your home.
Hanging with outlaws is
The best thing.
Hoot!
Hoot! Owls. And the next time a criminal wants to be your mate, ask yourself, what would Jerome do?
Oh, holy
That was weird.
that was so good.
Fuck, that was good.
So yeah,
Fuck, that was good.
yes, AD was the cop with the big handlebar mustache, and I was the one who got shot up with stuff.
And you did a great job there as well.
Thank you,
Hey, you
Dave.
called me the owl.
Dave is a really good director. I got to go and actually have someone tell me how to do trick properly. Stand in.
There is a fucking beautiful thing about being directed by Dave, because you get in there and it's actually quite important that you're a professional. Dave doesn't say, you did that okay, but we're going to try something else. Dave goes, nah, that was shit. We're going to do something right now. And there's no heat in it. There's no sting to it. It's basically the purity of going, no, this isn't working. We're going in the right direction. And then you get to the right direction, and it takes like hours to do it right. But if you didn't do it that way, you'd be doing it for fucking days and not quite getting there. And I've seen stuff done for days and not work. And I've always had the wonderful experience of working with Dave, knowing that in however many hours we're going to come out with a product that's bang on to the vision that he wants. And it's like, yes, I've learned a lot, about directing with Dave.
I'm going to play one more because I'm not in this one, but AD is, and I find this one particularly funny. It was another episode of Be a Man.
Be a Man.
I'm just going to find it because this one fucking. Okay, Frank said he couldn't hear it. I'm going to see if I can find a volume thing. No, it's a full volume. You're going to have to turn your volume up. So this is Be a Man.
So, you want to be a real man? Probably not. Real Aussie man. Like putting extra wheels on trucks, hitting things with other things. Looking at wood. That's a nice piece of wood. A real man makes his own coffee table. Good coffee table. Yeah, thanks. What's it made of? Cardboard box. Where'd you get that? I bought an IKEA coffee table. Yeah. Took it out of the box. Yeah. Looked at the box. Yeah. The box makes a better coffee table. Chucked a bit of glass on it. Oh. My coffee table's a bit of glass. What'd you make it out of?
I was taking the old coffee table to the tip, and I went, you know what? I could turn it upside down and chuck a bit of glass on it.
So it's the old coffee table?
Just chuck a bit of glass on it.
383 old missus, 300 kilowatt EF, long engine, plates beam rods, aluminium heads.
And you just chuck a bit of glass on it.
Bit of glass. Easy.
Dave, are you brushing your teeth?
I am, yeah.
What are you going to do? When you're stuck in the outback with nothing but a knife and a giant bush pig is bearing down on you? You're like,
I just love AZ. It's about male pride. It's about male pride.
Hey,
It's the
Can you
best.
can
It's
you
the
remind
absolute
me
best.
the bit there
Yeah.
where the guy's talking about the 383 EFI long engine? That was my mate James. Did you do like that with him in the booth?
No, I didn't get to because we didn't cross the paths. I got to do that with a read through. I think you were reading.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I
I
asked
thought
because
this
I
is
forgot that whether you guys had met, because he actually passed away this year.
Oh.
oh my god, what happened?
I forgot he was.
I did
forgot
meet
he
him.
was in
I
that.
had met him.
Mm.
Sorry,
I forgot
what did
that he
you
was
say?
in that one. I forgot that he was in that one. I haven't watched that in a while.
What happened to the man?
Natural causes, just
Yeah.
those things.
Just passed
Shit
away.
happened.
He was a
Yeah.
big, wonderful wrestler,
Wow.
man, and
Yeah.
he went. So
Yeah. Damn.
Condolences.
Damn. Because he was a lot of
yeah.
fun too. It's like
Mm.
he's really fun guy to
Yeah.
hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Shit. I hate that when that happens.
I know.
Yeah.
I really fucking do.
Okay. Tell the
Uh,
truth, AZ. You're like chalking up things every time. Outlive that fucker. Outlive that. Fucker.
No, well, I kind of. I basically had a conversation with a guy. I had a conversation with my father after the gangrene, which was a very, 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 very full on disease and nearly killed me a lot. Nearly killed me on the first night. Had less than 2% chance to live on the first night, but what is not widely known is my percentage chance to live didn't go up for 3 months. I was really between 8 and 15% chance to live for 3 months.
Yeah. You find a point on it. Everyone thought you were dead.
Yeah. And effectively, I
In a few minutes.
I
all right?
got sort of I got reconstructed. I got healthy again. I mean, it took fucking 2 years after the initial year to get back to functional life again. And what I was talking to my old man, I said, "Oh, someone up there likes me," and he said, "No, someone up there hates you." And I went, "Oh, but I keep on living." Yes, you do.
Yes.
But to keep on living, you have to keep on getting into these situations where you keep on dying. And I went, yeah, but I don't do anything about that. I mean, I don't deliberately put myself in the way of harm. He says, this is my point. Someone up there hates you. And another individual said to me, "You know what'll happen, don't you? You'll get to the end of your life, and you'll go, righto, I'm dead, and look around, and then we know Scythe Man there, and you'll head into a bar, and there will be on the piss. Hello, how you going? Oh, it's you, is it? Oh, right. So now you want me to fucking do the thing? Oh, so because we've done this like 8-9 times now, and no, fucking didn't want to do it then, but now you want me to fuck? Well, fuck you, because I'm gonna have a drink, and you can wait another 15 years. So I reckon I'll be a shade walking around the earth going, do what you're supposed to do when you want to do it, because I'll have to learn to talk shade like, And so yeah, there you go. That's what I reckon will happen. But
I was forced to get onto Facebook because of you almost dying. So I blame you. For
you were forced.
Having been on, I had to get on Facebook because that was the only way we could find out if you were going to live or not, was through Facebook updates. And I went, what? I have to get on Facebook for that? All right,
Damn.
fine.
Come on.
10 years
Benny.
later.
Oh, I suppose.
Casey, are we
I
friends
suppose-
on Facebook? We should be. Let's be
I
friends
don't
on
have
Facebook.
I don't do
I-
Facebook.
No, it was
Hey,
updated
Casey,
as
Oh.
well.
yeah.
I don't do
Have to get on
Facebook.
there
The only
and
social
find
media I do is YouTube. And the reason behind that is I'm very, very dyslexic. And it takes me 8 hours to read a newspaper. So to go on Facebook, it would take me days. I could never keep up, is what I'm saying. I could never get hold of the right information at the right time. I'm very, very touched and honoured that people text me important information that is happening, like there's a barbecue on the weekend in the park. There's a YouTube get together. There's a someone's had a kid. Someone's getting married. Reminds me, Morton's getting married, or has he already got married? I
No,
don't
he's
know.
married. He's married.
Oh, they already had the wedding.
Yeah, that was a little while. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, I was looking at
Guys.
Twitter while we were.
I gotta go.
So do
I
I.
gotta
go. Yeah,
It's almost midnight. I
Yeah.
Good
gotta
night, guys.
Night,
Good night.
Annette.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Look, I just
Night,
want to share this trippy as fuck thing because I saw it, so everyone else has to see it.
Mhm.
From Twitter. Fucking look at this GIF.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that isn't that just like bad?
No, I don't like it.
No, make it go
That-
away. There we go.
That
All right,
would make
so,
me
yeah,
have a
I think
seizure.
it is bedtime. I think it is bedtime. It's
It is.
20 to 12.
That's
Normally
why.
it's off
Ooh.
at 10, but it was a Friday night. It was the end of the work week, and I fucking wanted to go hard, so we did.
Frankie, I was brushing my teeth. If I wanted to tattoo myself, I would go to Broken Hill and stand near an explosive device.
Oh, that's what we call a callback in the
That's a callback.
Callback.
Very nice to see you. Very nice to see all
I
of
might
you.
do a live stream. I might do a live stream tomorrow in the middle of the day to be in a different time zone because I'm going to have a home date with Mrs. Angry
Can you
tomorrow.
give me just 2 secs? Just 2 secs. Just
All
give me
right.
2 secs. I'll be back in just a sec. I promise.
All right, I'll give you 2 secs. I'll give you 2 secs. I don't know why we'd want to accommodate that horrible degenerate of a man at all. It's just like, the police tell us not to. The police say accommodating him just encourages him.
It's all right. Just put some glass on it. It'll be fine.
Put a bit of glass on it. That's like
I still get people I know throwing that one at me. And I'm very pleased with it. Dave, chuck a bit of glass on it. I'm happy with that as a catchphrase.
Yeah, chuck a bit of glass on it. I got a coffee table. Got a coffee table from IKEA. Took it out of the box. Box was a bit of coffee table. Chucked a bit of glass on it.
Had a coffee table. Was going to get rid of it. Turn it upside down. It's a better coffee table upside down. Chuck a bit of glass on it.
To be real, in a shared house I had in the deep dark past, it was like milk crates with a huge mirror on top of it.
Yeah.
That was a coffee table. It was like some milk crates. Chuck a bit of glass on it.
There's truth. In the good ones, there's some truth. And everyone
And
has a
I'm
thing.
not saying this mirror was used to chop up lines of cocaine and
No.
that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Absolutely not. No.
But it's great. Izzy, come back. You're going to say goodnight to us now, Izzy?
I am totally back, and I was basically waiting for an answer to my question from before. Making your own fun. Let's go around the table.
Making your own fun. Well, it's down to whatever works for you. My big thing is don't negate something because you think it's not highbrow. If like watching TV is fun for you, that's fun. if creating something really elaborate is fun for you, that's fun. But one's not better than the other. You do what suits you, because we're all different. So if it's fun for you, that's all you need.
All right, Mega Leech, we're looking at you now.
I made these dice. Watch the start of the video when we came on, and I explained them.
No, that's awesome.
And also another little puzzle here that's got a bunch of cubes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I won't explain that one though. Leave that for another time.
You can explain the cube puzzle next live stream, Mega Leech.
I would like you to explain the cube puzzle next live stream. Dave, fun. Talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with Angry. You got to find your own gardening, I think. Everybody has a thing that they do that they can come back to every so often and tend a little bit. And, you know, I'm doing a bit of this animation every day, and that's maybe my gardening. And some people, actual gardening is their gardening.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I totally hear you when you say gardening. I myself and Angry would call it a thing called poetics. No, we wouldn't actually. We wouldn't call that poetics. We would call it practice. Remember, Jerry used to call it practice. Praxis. Sorry, praxis.
Praxis.
Yeah.
Praxis was the word that we were told was gardening. Poetics is a thing that is about what is the thing that is driving what art that you are making, and poetics is your politics, it is your morals, it is your ethics, it is your raison d'etre, it is your skin color, it is your cultural bias, it is your sensative bias. It's that's your poetics, and the more you can recognize your poetics, the stronger an artist you will be, because you will have more control over what it is that you've decided to express, because your subconscious comes up with an idea, bing, there it is, and you go, right, now I've got to spend 2 months making it go. And the 2 months making it go is difficult, because at the end of the 2 months, the surprises aren't fresh anymore, and the fucking the thing that you're making isn't fun anymore. It's the work of making the audience enjoy the thing that you've made, not you. Because it's not for you, it's for them, and it's the idea that you had, and the easiest way to keep that going is to remember the mantra of think, feel, do. What do you want your audience to think? What do you want your audience to feel? What do you want them to do once they've seen and experienced this piece of art that you're making? So even at the end of the 20-week process of rehearsal and you're bored as shit with the material, as long as you're concentrating on think, feel, do, then basically they will continue to they'll continue to enjoy it, and you'll continue to make it fresh enough for them to see it. So that's all very well and good. In the next few weeks, I've got to make it so that I have got to do bits and pieces of video that make it so that people who are locked in at home or locked in the world can do things that are simple, that are fun to do, that are easy to generate, because most people don't think that fun comes from inside. Most people think that fun comes from outside, and it's going to be a tricky thing. And this is why I'm asking people of intelligence how fun is generated, and then I will have a better idea of how to get a almost mass marketable fun to people who need it, because people are going to need it. I mean, fuck, you know,
Well, look,
being locked.
We'll revisit this another time because it's like midnight. I want to go.
Okay.
Catherine woke back up and found out we were still here. We're talking about weird stuff, Catherine. We will be back another day. Although I do want to say, Frank said he needs a shave because he looks like AZ. Frank, I want to see a photo of that. And he also asked, AZ, did I ever show you your appearance in the second Halloween story? I'm not sure if I did. I think I did. But next live stream, we will share the video. So you're going to give me the link next live stream, Frank, and I'm going to show AZ what the two of us look like in Frank's animation, which is fucking special, quite honestly.
Oh, okay,
Frank,
cool.
Fucking special. But now it's time to say goodnight because it's fucking.
It was nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you
And it was
too.
fun to share a live stream with you, AZ.
Fabulous to see you, Mega Leech.
All right, everyone.
And thanks,
Great
Andrew.
to see you, Dave.
Good night.
We will do it again soon because we all want to stay sane. So look out.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
We'll
Thank
be
you,
back.
everyone, for letting me be on your device. I appreciate it.
And I'm going to hit the end broadcast button and say,